a point now. So let's head to the ring for that match.
Ladies and gentlemen, your next match is a singles match with a 15-minute time limit. Introducing first, coming to the ring by with blue light colours, he is the Hooligan Lantern Sims! There we go, see ladies and gentlemen, once again in single matches after losing the tag team title. Big tag partners here. He's not a tag partner. Eli Collins. And we want to send some love to Eli and Eli's family. After this gone on in their family. It says on his jar there, rest in peace, Tata. It's sad news to hear from our friend Eli what's happened and the loss of his sister. We want to send loves and prayers to him and his family tonight here at Nuba Wrestling. And Leighton Sims in this match tonight against Apollo Vela.
Apollo Vela, obviously, following up from that win last week, that huge win against Morris, the MBK. And he's going to look forward to picking up another big win against the New Blood superstar, Apollo Vela, here today.
And here's her opponent, accompanied to the ring by De Winter. He represents the De Winter dynasty. He is the man of name masks, Apollo Vela. And then we see once again another new mask. And this one, very representation of the Witch Doctor's mask over when the plague used to take place here in the UK. And the plague doctors will wear these masks. And it's interesting what power that might give him. Because each one of these masks do give him a different power. And there it is, we see it right in front of us now.
Wonder what power that mask gives him. I guess we're going to find out here tonight.
Lloyd De Winter once again.
He's holding that mask tight.
Lloyd De Winter's meant to be the leader here, but I feel like when Apollo's in control, he's more and Apollo's more the master because he controls the power in those masks, and those masks control him. But the only person who seems to be able to communicate to Apollo Vela is Lloyd De Winter. But this is a big match for Leighton Sims, third in the rankings in the CPW, and a win could take him even higher up against someone like Apollo Vela.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I said, trying to follow up from that huge
Dominic
win.
says, wait, what's going on? Oh, there he goes, showing him the mask again.
As you said, the mask holds the power.
Now we're underway.
Oh, we got these two men circling. Hold on.
Wait, this is Morris's music. This is the Natural Born Killers music.
What's going on here?
What do you know about this?
I have no idea. I mean, the bar was just. I thought we had a match underway.
Morris pointing at Leighton Sims there.
Morris circling the ring.
What's he doing? What are you doing there? What are you doing there?
Well, he's coming to sit next to us on the desk here. Grabbing a headset.
Is that joined by Morris?
Is that headset on?
Yeah,
Morris, can you hear us?
Also can listen, this Muppet's going to get his ass handed to him.
What are you doing here? Why are you here? What's your problem with Leighton Sims?
Listen, he got lucky, very, very lucky.
Well, here we are, ladies and gentlemen. We're joined here on commentary tonight by Morris here, and I'm speechless because I don't know what's happening. I mean, the match has started, and you just decide to walk out when you feel like it.
Listen, I'm the baddest man in CPW history. I'll do what I want. If I want to come out here, I will.
Right, here we go. The lock up from Apollo and Leighton Sims, and some quick ducks from Leighton Sims, but no effect with that clothesline there.
Left-handed clothesline there did not seem to phase Apollo Vela whatsoever. Another collar and elbow tie up this time. Leighton Sims figure four in the left wrist of Apollo Vela, now into a wrist lock. Apollo Vela's just trying to work his way out of this one.
So Apollo Vela with a big palm strike here, and I see you see her laughing there when Leighton gets hit. I mean, it looks like you've got your problems with Leighton Sims. I mean, are you here to obviously get involved, or are you just here to just watch Leighton Sims and let him know you?
Listen, I'll do what I want. If I want to sit here and I want to watch his ass get whooped, I will. He's been taking a piss. Like I said, he got lucky, very lucky, that I didn't smack his jaw off that
I mean,
much.
come on, Morris, you could be watching this from the back. You're obviously out here to send a message and play some sort of mind games with Leighton Sims as he ducks one of the kicks.
Body, but nothing there.
Yeah.
No look.
Ducks a kick, gets caught with a close body and a headbutt. There you go, Morris. You know all about the headbutts from Leighton Sims, don't you?
Well, listen, you know about headbutts still. I know he straight and he didn't get back up from that.
I mean, Leighton Sims on a roll at the moment, Morris. You know, he's got the victories. He's third in the rankings here in CPW, and another one tonight is going to put him even higher up in those rankings.
Well, we'll see about that. Apollo Vela. Well, listen, I'm number 2. Right? I'm the baddest man in CPW history, and I'm up there. You might have got a lucky win, but when I get my hands on him, he ain't doing nothing.
There you see Morris. I mean, there you see Apollo Vela on top and control, but no. It looks like he went to go for reversal, but Apollo catches him here for the pin, and another pin by Leighton Sims. Big pins here.
Well, Morris, like you just said, you're number 2. Leighton Sims, after beating you last week, he's number 3 in the rankings. So I'll tell you what, you two are going to go one-on-one at Reload in 2 days' time, this Friday. One-on-one for the whole CPW Galaxy to see. We're going to see who the better man is between the two of you.
Oh, we will see. We will see. I'm not just the better man, I'm the baddest man, like I keep saying.
And Apollo on top here, absolutely controlling Leighton Sims. And I mean, I get what you're saying, Morris. Obviously, we'll just say that 2 days' time, Reload, pay-per-view, you versus Leighton Sims. You're number 2 in the rankings, he's number 3 in the rankings, but at the moment, I know you're already confident, probably confident you could beat him easily, like a walk in the park, but this is not going to be any help. Do you really want to go against a guy that's how to beat him like this?
Well, listen. Like I say, Leighton Sims will not be able to give it. You can see that I was that close. And everyone knows, deep down, that the Icon Destroyer, the BMF Morris, ain't going until
you called yourself the Icon Destroyer last week, but we'll have to check the resume really, see how many icons you've really destroyed here in CPW.
Serious man, that's what's more like.
But here we go, Apollo still on top of the pin, but only 2 there. We have to look at this though, Mo. Leighton Sims is former singles champion, former tag team champion. He's held gold in here. He's no easy pushover. You might call yourself the baddest man in CPW, but he's the hooligan. He loves a fight.
You might love a fight, but you've seen I go up after he hit his all. He hit me with the kitchen sink and the toilet, and I still got
Well, I'm sorry, Morris, I'm going to have to call you out on something here because you keep saying you're the baddest man in CPW. You're the Icon Destroyer, as you call yourself. But, I mean, you're coming off the back of 2 losses against Noel Fairchild, the New Blood Heavyweight Champion. 2 pay-per-view losses in a row. You lost last week to Leighton Sims. So you're obviously out here to prove a point to the CPW Galaxy, send a message.
Big Irish whip there. Apollo Vela, throw him in the corner.
Listen, I'm here, so I want to be here, and I can do what I want. I don't care what anyone says to me.
We've seen this from Leighton and a big elbow. And a kick out too.
He ain't gonna beat me.
Stay focused, buddy. Don't get angry. Come on.
Think you could have kicked out that, Morris?
Well, as you've seen last week, I did. Listen, another thing that keeps getting to me is Dale. Screw me over.
Dale?
Consistently. You've seen that at the pay-per-view. He wants me to lose.
Apollo catches Leighton there.
And then the second time. He did a point count on me just so Leighton could get the win.
Back suplex, pin. You keep mentioning this. You keep laying down everything. But we know Dale is head referee for a reason. He is the fairest referee. You need to stop blaming Dale and look at
I'm
yourself.
not blaming Dale,
Maybe
it is
go
his
back
fault.
and watch the tape to see where you went wrong.
Well, I have to
Sure,
say, I have to jump in here because last week you put your hands on the senior referee Dale Richardson. You obviously received a warning behind the scenes from CPW management for that. That's not what we stand for here in New Blood Wrestling. That's not the kind of message we want to be sending to our new CPW superstars coming through the training academy. You have received a warning after that, and you're still sitting here blaming Dale for your losses.
Well, I'm not blaming him, it's reality. He just keeps trying to screw me, and it's because he knows a real man on top, he won't be able to control it. That's the reality of
This
it.
whole match we've seen him in control, but now he sees them fight from Leighton. Punch himself in the head.
That
Tries to bring it.
That shot seems to fire up Leighton Sims.
Listen, both of you are jealous of me. That's the reality of it, that's the thing. I'm not there, kicking ass, and you sitting there saying all this, me blaming Dale.
Are you jealous?
Jealous.
Well, I mean, I'm not jealous of Apollo Vela right now because he just got headbutted by Leighton Sims.
Leighton Sims, first time he's been in control. But Apollo, that drum beat, we hear that drum beat, that lifts him up. It's like a power.
That's
and
a clothesline.
And another clothesline. And another clothesline from Leighton Sims. And then we see his forward snap there. The boot to the back. And if you're going to go for a day, tried it earlier, he got stopped. Springboard.
Nails it.
Clothesline and a cover.
Blind kick out.
And Dale said there's only two there.
There you go. Dale making it very clear, Morris, to Toucan. He's always in the right
See, like
position.
you, Morris, you've already said it was a free count, but he cheated you out of it.
Listen, that ain't the reality of
And
it.
a dig! No! Went for the tornado bulldog, but not permanently. And a...
Look at these counts.
Yeah,
With
one,
me,
two.
with me when Leighton pinned me, bam, 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 he wanted the job done. Same with Niall. For some reason, Dale was got someone against me, but he will get his comeuppance, don't you worry.
You're lost to Niles because you got the natural
worry.
selection through a table, Morris. And that was good night.
Yeah, I'm all thought to win that on me, which it did. Table ain't a nice thing to take, especially that move as well with it.
Here we are, tornado bulldog! Is this it? Hit Elo in the kosh!
That kosh is in his hand. I didn't even see that. He disguised his kosh. Eli is down. He's holding that leg. And Leighton Sims is checking on Eli, understandably so. Nathan, could you see Eli from your position?
Eli is in agony, a little bit of broken kneecap.
In the ring. And we have a 3 count. Apollo Vela just pinned Leighton
Ladies and
Sims.
gentlemen, here is your winner, Apollo Vela. Well, Will Morris was saying on commentary, it looked like Lee had the victory there, 1, 2, 3. And what did Morris do? He gets up and he used that kosh on Leighton's friend, Eli, his brother. And it was disgusting, probably a broken patella, and it cost us the match here because Leighton was trying to look out for his friend, his brother, and Morris is gone like a weasel right out the back.
Yeah, I mean, normally you'd say never take your eye off your opponent, but in that situation you cannot blame Leighton Sims whatsoever. Morris sneaking up behind Eli Connors, tracking him in the knee with the crush.
And we mentioned earlier, Coach, Leighton Sims may get some payback on Friday, the pay-per-view, when he goes one-on-one with Morris on Friday.
We need some help down here for Eli Connors. Eli Connors.
the strength of Niall Fairchild.
Oh, James Cross showing some fight back.
This is not expected. He's got
He's got Niall Fairchild down to 1-0. Here's the fight back from the fan favourite Niall Fairchild. Emma Cross, Emma Shaw. I know you'll be watching this thinking, ooh la la. The big man's in action, showing that brutal strength that he possesses.
Now strength from James Cross there, just throws it to the floor, showing that he is the stronger of the two.
You see, I'm not James Cross is thinking to himself, like, you know, test strength may not have been the best idea because look at the size of Niall Fairchild. I don't think there's anybody in the CPW roster who could outstrip Niall Fairchild. He's having this time out he seems to take with that's a suspect drink. I think Matt Courts has sent him over from Arabia, wherever they're from. They've sent him over some juice, some special juice, Matt Courts.
I'm all going to have a look and see what happens when I taste it, but at the moment, we don't know what's in it. But again, this is a new tactic for James Cross. Take that breather, take that time.
Poaching from his manager here.
And it's been helping. If you get him to we cannot complain and argue how well this new technique has been working from James Cross. And it comes to the winner.
Because when it comes down, you have to.
Oh no. And again, what you said, so is winning the mastermind now, outsmarting the champion.
And Dale Richardson giving the leeway. I don't think big right. Nothing's now.
And a beautiful uppercut. Big answer from the champion Alfie. And now he's got a solid knocker, slow fest outside the ring.
And now we're into James's Cross's territory. Just launches Niall Fairchild like a missile into that concrete wall there.
Big.
Ladies and gentlemen, once again, it is Sunday evening and we are back live again here on YouTube. It is Talking Madness once again live on Sunday evening here for your entertainment. And we've got a lot to talk about tonight, boys. First of all, how you all doing?
Yeah, pretty good. You're sounding a little bit crackly there, mate.
We'll be fixing that in 2 seconds.
Yeah,
what I'm going to do, guys, I'm going to let you go on and talk about who our host is going to be, who our guest is going to be tonight, and I'll be back very shortly. Guys, I'm going to let you go on and talk about.
Right, yeah. So obviously we have got Alfie on tonight. It'll be interesting to hear what she's got to say about last night, about her match last night, and it's going to be interesting to hear what she's got to say about the Night of the Lioness in 2 weeks' time.
Yeah, for starters, how are you doing, mate? You all right?
Mate, my throat's killing me. I tell you, you can probably hear it. I'm a little bit crackly myself, but that's not my shit technology like it is with Nathan's. It's because I shouted too much on my entrance last night, I think. So yeah, my throat's hurting a bit, but I'm all right. I've got my beer to soothe my throat, so I'm doing good. How are you?
So how are you feeling after last night?
Buzzing, mate. I'm still buzzing now. What an amazing feeling to have the Galaxy back again, to be able to hear them chanting again. I mean, I know we've been doing like tapings and we've done like the pay-per-views and stuff, but it's nothing like actually having the Galaxy there and feeling that passion, feeling that love. You know what I mean? That's what makes it all worthwhile.
Yes, mate. And also, Wes, who was there last night, he's on the YouTube at the moment, and Shannon Warwood, who says beer's the answer.
Yes, it is.
Beer's the answer, mate. So that must be. That's she obviously agreeing with you there. Wes says his voice has gone too, mate. So.
Oh well, yeah, I'm not surprised. I did hear him shouting during Alfie's match. Yeah.
He was doing a lot. I was a lot of noise from Wes. To be fair, Richard Warwood also on. So evening to you, mate.
Hello, mate. You all right? It's good to see you. Well, good to have you here.
Yeah, great to have you all. Have you all commentary per wrestling, of course. Obviously, we were on there. Nathan, you were. Are you with us? You back, mate? You with us?
I'm back. Don't worry, I'm back.
So Nate's had a few technical issues, but he is back with us. Go on, Nate.
I've had a mare tonight. I've had a mare. Yes, obviously, like you said, obviously got a great guest on tonight. Alfie, the longest reigning women's champion.
Yes.
in CPW history. And obviously, we'll be joined tonight by Cat Von Cage at 10:30. So that should be interesting, especially with the rivalry it's formed there between Cat Von Cage and Alfie. We could get some fireworks here on Talking Madness tonight, when those two are both on Talking Madness at the same time. Talking about fireworks though, and it going off. As always, we have a free match for you, ladies and gentlemen, at the end of the show, and it is one hell of a blinder tonight. It is a match that was on the Reload pay-per-view, and it will be the two ladies that we have spoken to about already tonight. It will be Cat Von Cage versus Alfie, which is on the Reload pay-per-view earlier on in the year. And if you remember that rightly, it went off. It went off.
Yeah. It did. There were, like you said, actually fireworks, mate.
I remember it, and it was just, I had no way. There was no way I was keeping control of that one. It was absolutely insane, guys. Absolutely insane.
Mm-hmm. And talking about women's wrestling, the women's matches tonight, the next live show, it's all about the CPW women.
Absolutely.
It is Night of the Lioness 2 on the 5th of June. We are back again live at the Stoke Heath Community Centre, where it will be Night of the Lioness 2. And I'm excited for that. Like I say, our women's division, the best in the country. We have the best female talent around the country. And this whole show is dedicated to the women. And the women right now, they're making waves. Again, if you've seen the results from this weekend, performances of the night goes to the 4 women in the tag matches.
Actually,
the last 2 pay-per-views.
Is that three shows in a row?
The women.
Yeah.
Right now, the women.
Yeah, I'd like to say hello to Emma Shaw. She's on tonight. She was there last night for the show as well.
Last night. But like it goes to show the level of the CPW women's division now, and how big it's grown, that we can have like a whole show dedicated to the women's division. And I'm excited. It's going to be, there's already some great matches been announced, and I'm looking forward to see what else gets announced.
Well, I mean, obviously, when I first came in, to majority when I first started was, there was really Lizzie Styles and Nadia Sapphire, who were sort of the ones who were the main ones. There was a few that came in and out, but they were the main ones that were there. And then we've had people just come in every now and again. After Lizzie, you had people like Natalie Wild, who came in, and obviously we had Athena Fury, and they came in and they did bits. Obviously, not people like Nightshade. Again, I'd say they came in, they did bits and pieces. They did a couple of good shows, but then, like I say, now we've got an influx of female talent and top female talent, and it's great to see them.
And we also have a great bunch of homegrown talent.
Absolutely,
young homegrown talent is coming through as well.
More importantly, yes.
Yeah, the Lionesses that have come through the academy, the true homegrown CPW like female talent, they're on their way to being just as good as like when we were talking about Lizzie Styles, Nadia Sapphire. They're on their way to being there. One of our homegrown talent is already the women's champion. So
of course.
And one of them is the golden ticket holder. So it's just, it also shows that the level of training that they're being able to get.
The CPW Academy, absolutely. Our CPW Academy has been getting these women, getting them to the top levels, and they've stayed there as well. That's what I mean. They've had the bar, they've set the bar, and they've kept raising it and raising it and raising it. I'll say hello to Rachel Warwood, who's also on tonight. So, and Shorty, the champ.
Yes, Shorty. Well, talking about obviously these women, we have said the matches have been put up online, but we will tell you those matches on here. First of all, our guest on tonight, Alfie, will be in a match at Night of the Lioness 2 against the returning Chantel Jordan. And Those who remember,
Oh, wow.
the last time we saw Chantal Jordan, she got hit by a steel chair by Alfie, costing her the women's title and allowing, and obviously there we got the current women's champion, Shorty, who got that title that night. So Chantal Jordan's probably looking for some revenge, and there's no better way to get it. And that match is going to be a 2 out of 3 falls match.
Wow.
So expect that to go and kick off.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm
that's
excited about that. I mean, Chantal Jordan is not, male or female. Yeah, Chantal Jordan is not the person you want pissed off at you. Yeah, and she's going to be coming in that match. Yeah, raring to go. And so Alfie's going to have to have her head on a swivel that night.
I mean, honestly, she is. Yeah, Chantal she is aggressive, and now she's ticked off with you. She'd be even more aggressive. I mean, I've seen some of the stuff that she did. The best of 5 series she did with Lucia Lee.
Yeah.
I mean, I saw a match she did when they started the match, just beating the hell out of each other before they even got in the ring. I commentated on that match, and it was absolutely outstanding. So to actually have that ticked off with you on the top of that, oh wow.
Yeah. And we need to talk about the matches that have been announced so far. We're talking about Shorty, the women's champion. She will be in action at Night of the Lion F2, and she's going to be going up against a female legend in CPW. Someone you've already mentioned, Dale, who helped pave way for the women in CPW right now, and she was the first ever CPW women's champion, and that is Nadia Sapphire. That's a big match for Shorty. It's a big match for Shorty. Nadia having a chance to get back the women's title, and Shorty's got a big match there, defend her title on Night of the Lion F2. I'm excited for that. Like you say, the first ever CPW women's champion going against one of our own homegrown girls and the current CPW women's champion.
That could be Shorty's chance to fully prove, that she is here to stay, that she will be the champ and stay the champ. If she can defeat the first ever women's champion, then there could be no more naysayers, no more nothing. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And then we've got to talk about the third. Oh, sorry, go on, Dale.
No, again, I agree with what he's just said. Like I said, I saw Nadia back when we were starting. Like you said, Nathan, that she did pave the way for women's division, and if she can get if Shorty can get past that and over that hurdle, wow, that will be one hell of an effort. Before you carry on, Nate, let's say hello to Jim, big Jim, who's on the show again last night. So thank you very much for joining us, mate.
It was great to see you last night, mate. Definitely.
Yeah, it was. It was nice to see every fan, wasn't it? To be honest,
it was.
Every one of them.
And the final match has been announced so far is a match. It's actually a rematch from last night. And if you were there, you would have seen that match, and it went off in that match. And there's and the way it ended is the reason why we've got this match as well, the rematch. And that's Harley Harris versus Kiara in a no holds bar match. And obviously, Kiara, CPW women's lineal champion, and we get some violence there, lads, with the no holds bars stipulation.
Yeah, I mean, it's in the title, isn't it? Anything goes, So I'm expecting to see some, like you say, some violence, mate. I'm expecting to see a bit of brutality out of that match.
And those who weren't there Saturday, Kiara got the win down, didn't she? By
well, like I say, I was there, and like I say, I saw the shot. Harley Harris with a bout right to the head. So clearly she doesn't mind about going extreme. I mean, we've seen a no disqualification match before this when she took on Shauna Shea, and that was one hell of a match at that time. So
that is true.
Harley Harris does not mind going that extreme, and when the lineal women's championship is on the line as well. Wow, there you go. And just want to say, I think 99S tickets are going to be on sale to get to the CPW box office, and get to CPW box office. They are available, so please get on there, get online, and buy your tickets. Them tickets are not going to last.
By now, talking about obviously Saturday, we need to talk about some of the matches that happened on Saturday and what went down on Saturday, because my God, what a night it was. And like I say, I think everyone had goosebumps. The atmosphere was electric from start to finish. And there was a bunch of great matches, amazing matches on the show. Say like those who were live, those who managed to get those tickets and were there were lucky to, be given that experience, that first live show back, because like I said, what we do, the fans are excited. And let's go through these matches before we are joined by our guests.
Well, but before we do that, I just want to put the commentary pro wrestling. I've just put, I wouldn't want any piece of Harley Harris, a tough one. Good luck to the champ Kiara.
Yeah, well, we could talk about the women's matches that took place on Saturday once we are joined by Kiara, because she would have paid attention to the women's tag match probably, as well as obviously we can discuss what happened in her match.
Alfie, yeah?
I mean Alfie, yeah, sorry. I meant Alfie. I know what I meant. Alfie would have paid attention to the tag match, but she also would obviously be able to talk about. Alfie could talk about the tag match. I'm getting it all messed up tonight.
Come on,
and I'm pretty sure Alfie would have paid attention to the match featuring the CPW Lineals Women's Champion as well. So we can get her views on those matches and discuss those matches once we're joined by guest Alfie. And yeah, so let's talk about the matches, lads.
Yeah, let's go in order.
Let's start from match one, shall we?
Match one.
Let's one was Morris taking on an icon that returned.
Well, the guesses were going wild all week. We saw the guesses. We had Tom Lindsay.
We didn't have a clue.
Boss, Mr. Richards. We had Beast was mentioned.
Yeah.
There was all sorts. All top names were mentioned. And Dale, who was it?
In the end of the day, who was it? Who that came out, Lynn? Who was it?
Who was it?
It was Fifi. It was Fifi.
Fifi came out there. He was the one that took the challenge.
And I have to admit, when the crowd heard that the song, the High School Musical started playing. Yeah, they were hot, man. They loved it.
Yeah, the crowd were awesome. A lot like hello to Hot Shot. Stuart, he's just joined us. So let's say hello to you, mate. Good, thanks for joining us. Like we said, Fifi, Morris has been one hell of a streak. He's also been quite ticked off at the moment for different reasons. He keeps blaming everybody else for losing his championship matches that he gets.
Yeah.
So Fifi had one of a hell of a task stepping into that ring. So, and unfortunately, Fifi
it was a big task.
Top at that match.
It was a big task. I can't lie about it.
It was a great match. Anyway, it was a fantastic.
You have to look at it when you're going in there with someone as dominant and as determined and fit and healthy, and someone who gives 100% all the time, is non-stop. We've talked about this young lad's work rate, this young lad's ability, and how tough he is. And it was a big task. It was a hard task. Had to play to Fifi's strengths, and obviously, like you say, end of the day, he is called the Icon. He called himself the Icon Destroyer, and the Icon Destroyer did what he did, and he destroyed. But that was an emotional night as well. And we have to remember that was an emotional night, and
absolutely.
I think the fans wasn't expecting it, and it was.
Nobody was expecting it.
Ever see Fifi. I mean, it choked me up a little bit, mate. Knowing that.
It's one of those. It was like say, like obviously at the end of the match, little Susie comes out at the end of the match and says that it's time to go, and sorts of takes back control of Fifi, and they leave the venue, and again, probably never to see Fifi again, I guess, and we see what happens now with what's happening. What's little Susie's plan and that master plan they're always talking about?
Yeah, the master plan.
But again, amazing match that was. Personally, an enjoyable match, and like I say, the crowd the crowd were hot from that start because of the way in which that match was presented to them, I guess, and they were loving it.
And just to put Commentary Pro Wrestling just said that the fans will get exclusive behind the scenes footage of Fifi's match last night. So that journey, the documentary will be coming in July. From that match.
Looking forward to it. We are joined. I mean, it is actually 9 o'clock, guys. We've flown through this first half now. I know we were a little bit late because of technical issues. Oh, we've got 5 minutes. So
we've got 5 minutes, mate.
We will be joined by.
I'll just say while Lee's just gone wherever he's gone. Wes has just put 22 years ago today, the wrestling world lost Owen Hart.
Shit, was that fucking 22 years then? He was Owen Hart, man. What an absolute legend that guy was.
Absolutely, definitely to Owen Hart.
Owen Hart, yeah, and it's a loss that when it was too young. We're going through the matches. What was the second match then, Dow? What are we going on to?
The second match of the night.
Do you remember?
I'm just trying to think. Give me a second.
I believe the second match was that not the triple threat?
No, the second match was it was the women's match.
It was Kiara versus Holly Harris. That's what it was.
So we'll be moving on to the third match. We'll discuss that match when we're joined by Alfie.
Kiara versus Holly Harris. Why have we got to discuss that with Alfie? Just
because we're going to be discussing the women. I thought it might be okay. Let's carry on, Down.
You decide, mate.
No.
How do you want to do
Let's talk about that match. We mentioned things already about that match. You know,
let's talk about it.
It was the return of
Holly Harris,
and she came out and she did business. You know, like I say, she hit Kiara the belt. They put on a great match, a great performances from both women. You know, you were there, Dale.
I was right in the middle of it, and like I say, Holly Harris is she is one tough cookie.
Without knowing, obviously she didn't know that she'd have got this this rematch at Night of the Lioness, unless she was in cahoots with the general manager, which I'm not saying or anything, but obviously she didn't know that she was going to be getting this this other match for the title. And so last night when she hit Kiara with the belt, then do you think that's smart? You've just got yourself disqualified when you could have won the match.
Yeah, well, obviously she did. She probably thought she was clever, but at the end of the day, clearly it wasn't. It wasn't the case, was it? Because, well, she thought she was. She thought I'll get a disqualification. But do you think you should get a disqualification, Lee, and then get another opportunity at the title?
No, it's what's happened, and it being a no holds barred match. It is no holds barred, isn't it?
No holds barred. Yeah.
So it being a no holds barred match, there's no telling what she's going to do.
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad it's the Night of the Lioness. So I don't have to worry about having a match myself. I can watch these matches and just fully enjoy them. I can take in all of the brutality out of this match and just enjoy watching these two women beat the crap out of each other. I can't wait to see it, mate.
Okay, I think it will be fantastic. And also I think so. Obviously, we've talked a lot of that match. I mean, obviously, Kiara did come out on top by the disqualification. I think Kiara will want to get want to get self a bit of a revenge, if you like, from Harley. That's what she did to her.
I've never witnessed that mean streak in Kiara though, and if she hasn't got it, she better get one soon. She better get that mean streak very soon, because going into a match like that against Holly Harris, if you haven't got that killer instinct, then you're buggered. You know what I mean?
I think I agree with you. So yeah, I mean, I said that was a really good match as well. I mean, obviously, Nathan wanted to go on to the match that actually became a triple threat match.
Mm-hmm.
It was announced as a singles match. It was firstly Morgan Black versus Drake Winter.
Yes, yeah.
And out of absolutely nowhere, J-Ro comes out.
Yeah.
Makes it a triple threat. and then wins the match.
Picks up the win. And I mean, it was a great performance from J-Ro. J-Ro came out there, told him that he was here, said his piece, and he went to business, and he outperformed, and he outperformed both guys and picked up the win.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's how you make a statement.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, he got the opportunity to get himself into that match, and he made the most of the opportunity.
Yeah.
So, fair play to him.
And obviously, we're talking about J-Ro here. J-Ro winning that match, and talking about J-Ro, obviously, we know that. Obviously, we've seen them at ringside at each other's matches before. J-Ro and our guest tonight, Alfie.
J-Ro might be a cameo tonight. You never know.
You never know. But talking about Alfie, ladies and gentlemen, it is time of that night where our guest joins us. So, ladies and gentlemen, it's my pleasure now to join, welcome to our show, Alfie. So let's give it up for Alfie.
Is Alfie in? Oh.
Hello.
Connecting.
He is connecting.
Oh, hello.
Hey, hello. How are we doing today?
I'm all right. How are you doing?
We're very well, thank you. Sorry for your wait there.
Oh, sorry, I suppose.
So how are you feeling?
Hello, Alfie, you okay?
I'm not too bad. How are you doing, eh?
I'm doing
Where
well.
were you
mate.
last night in my match?
Well, I mean, you keep
It's
shouting
only
at me
now annoying
every time. The last match I'll show you, we'll talk about later on, got a bit aggressive. So I thought I'm going to give oddball this one. I can't cope with you.
Well, ain't that the truth?
Well, absolutely it is.
How are you feeling after the match last night?
Sorry?
How are you feeling after your match last night?
You know what? I'm a bit annoyed, but only on the fact of I was stopped in the middle of doing something and I really wanted to finish doing what I was doing and I was rudely interrupted. So, a bit annoyed about that, but we carry through and we'll see what happens.
How was it though?
It has been a third event in a row that the women's match has been put as match of the night. So how great is that though? That you guys just go in there and just smashing it out of the park.
Oh yeah, well obviously, you know what? I'll give credit where credit's due. The Lionesses are great, and you know what? They deserve it. And being a part of it, an integral part of it. I mean, given the fact I am the longest reigning champion of time for the women's, I feel very proud of that, and I think that's where we should be anyway. So it makes me happy to know that we've finally been recognised and seeing that, yeah, those women can fight, and trust me, we can.
We got your biggest fan on here. Wes already shouting Alfie, Alfie, Alfie.
How was it for you last night, being back in front of a live crowd, being in front of the CPW Galaxy? How was that experience for you last night, after so long, all of us being away from fans?
Well, I must say, you do miss being out in front of people. You do miss the atmosphere that they do give off. And it is something that you can work with, and you can feel the love and you can feel the hate. So I've got to say it was, you know what, it was great being back in front of a crowd, and it was great to hear the people. So that just made the night.
No, I couldn't agree more. Like you say, just to hear that noise and that feel that atmosphere makes everything different, and sort of like brings something different into the art of wrestling and that performance side of things, I guess.
Actually, we were just talking about J-Ro, who came out last night for a match that we thought was going to be a singles match, came out, made it a triple threat, and not just made it a triple threat, he took the victory.
I know, well, what can you say? Sometimes you've got to take what you're owed, and to be fair, once you paid your dues, if you're not getting what you're owed, then you've got to go out and take it. I can only commend him for his actions.
So,
Oh man, I mean, he did make a statement. He came out there and said his piece and delivered what he said. So yeah, you are right. He did deliver on what he did say.
He was very impressive last night. We were watching on the monitor, and he was very impressive. So yeah, like I say, he took the opportunity and he made the most of the opportunity. So yeah, you can't argue with that. Fair play to him.
That's it. I mean, sometimes you do have to take what you're owed, so it's time due. We'll see what happens next time for him.
And we've mentioned 5th of June tonight already. The Night of the Lioness 2, which is another show all dedicated to the women of CPW and women's wrestling. We've mentioned your match, Hardy Harris. I mentioned your match. Obviously, we got Chantel Jordan returning after obviously what happened between you guys, and you've got a 2 out of 3 falls match. What are your thoughts on that?
Oh, well, that is news to me. I did not know that. So thank you very much for telling me and letting me know in a very professional manner. Right, catching my thing on here. So, you know what? I look forward to it. She's a hard hitter. So am I. You know, things happened. Things are in the past. And yeah, we look forward to it. 2 out of 3 falls there.
Well, we're all about the exclusives on this show, yeah. So like this time, it's exclusive to what a person in the actual match. So that's pretty exciting. You know what I mean? That's pretty good. I mean, are you like the last time? We saw Chantal. We saw you twat with a steel chair. So yeah. So are you?
The way you use your words, Lee.
Well, yeah, no, I'm a poet, mate. I'm a wordsmith. That's what I do. But like, obviously Chantal is known as the baddest girl on the planet, and for very good reason. So are you at all concerned? I'm not saying you should be, because I know you're pretty bad yourself, but are you at all concerned about her wanting to come back and get that vengeance?
Well, I don't even know why she wants to come back and get vengeance. I mean, it was just one of those things that happened. Just watching a match and just, I don't know, just something came over me, and shit happens. You get it. It's wrestling. It's fine. I'll give her credit though. I mean, it will be a challenge, but when am I not up to rising to the occasion anyway? So it'll be a good match all, and I'm pretty sure there will be some hard hits.
Yeah.
Yeah,
we all look forward to that one. That is the one we're looking forward to. You two going to war on the 5th of June. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, tickets are available now to purchase from CoventryProWrestling.co.uk. So make sure you go online and book those tickets, because you do not want to miss out on these matches, and especially that match there. So obviously, it's a pleasure to have you on tonight, and we thank you for joining us this evening. But obviously, in regards to CPW, you've been with us a few years, but you've been wrestling for a while before you came to CPW. Obviously, let's talk about obviously how you got into wrestling, and sort of where you started, and how that process was for you. I'm guessing you was a fan of wrestling, and then going from being a fan of wrestling to the training side of things. What kind of things did you find different, find unique about it, and unexpected, and sort of where did your journey start for you?
Well, yeah, as a kid, me and my brothers used to watch wrestling all the time. I mean, Jeff Hardy, the Hardy Boys, we used to love them, and we used to try and imitate all the moves. Same with Edge. So I grew up watching it, really. But it wasn't until I was like 21, so about 4 years ago now, or 22, sorry. And you want to know, I never thought I'd start training, because I just didn't have the confidence to do that sort of thing. I don't know. I watched it, and don't get me wrong, I used to imagine being that as a kid and everything, and trying all this new stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So my friend was wrestling training, and when I was drunk, I promised her that I'd go down to training on the next weekend, and she kept me to my promise. To this day, came pick me up, took me down there, and that's how I got into it, really.
You see, not all decisions you make while pissed are bad decisions. You see,
exactly. It gives me that bit more confidence. And to be fair, she wasn't. I give her props because she was hard on it, and she's like, "You're not, you're not turning it down. You come in, and I'll drag you there." And yeah, she did, and I'm not, and I thank her for that. So, because it was the best thing that I ever did.
It's actually made me really happy that you said that, because I thought I'd never meet someone else who met someone drunk who then decided to make the decision that they'd do wrestling drunk. And I'm so glad I'm not alone and made this decision when I was drunk and never. It's one of those drunk decisions you don't regret.
I probably made the decision while I was drunk, but that's just because I'm usually drunk. That's
So where did you start off your training then? Where was you training at? Where was this training centre, and who was it?
So I started training at UKW, which is one up in Batley, Leeds, Wakefield, whichever, that sort of area. Yeah. That was because she trained there too. Okay. So I started off there, and when I branched out, I've trained at a few different places as well. It's normally like I like to go different places just for the odd sessions, just to see what they like. Have a train there in seminars too. So if there's a good seminar on, then I definitely get down to that because I do enjoy them. But it's funny because while I was in the first parts of training and wrestling, I think a year and a half into it, I ended up snapping my forearm in half. So yeah, right. So it kind of set me back. Oh, it was a power bomb.
Ow!
Wow. Yeah.
Ouch!
Yeah. I finished the match.
It was full on snapped in half.
Oh yeah, full on. I broke both the big bones in my arm, the main bones, just clean like a yeah.
Ow. Ouch.
I don't even want to imagine that. I mean, like.
Oh, you don't have to imagine it. The footage is on YouTube.
What?
What?
You've got to watch that. What was
it in a match or training?
A match. It was a match.
And your arm just snapped in half.
Yeah. It slammed down front power bomb and it snapped in half.
Oh. What, as in taking the bump and stuff, and it just fractured. It snapped.
Just snapped. I didn't realise it. Well, I didn't realise. I heard a pop, but I didn't realise I'd done anything. It wasn't until I'd kind of like sat up that it kind of draped.
Okay. In my head, you were like, I didn't realise there's you trying to throw forearms with a
I tried to.
Why is it not doing anything?
I tried to do a code breaker and hold on. My move afterwards.
Ah.
Wow.
Wow. So obviously, I guess that took you out for a while. So what? How long? Because obviously, everywhere you train, and everyone who's trained is always different. You know, you hear some people that have trained for 2 years and do their first matches. Some will train for a few months and do their first matches. How long into your training process did you do your first match, and what was that first match feel and experience like for you, being obviously coming from the world of being a wrestling fan?
So I started training in June and my first match was in September.
Wow.
August, September. Yeah, it was quite fast. Looking back on it now, it was probably maybe too soon, but I don't know. The first match out, it was a great feeling because I never thought I'd do it, sort of thing. So, and it was a case of, oh, do you want to be on the show? All right, we'll stick you in this match. And that was in the morning. So it was like, didn't really have time to process what was happening, sort of thing.
Yeah, I mean, it's But you say maybe it was too soon, but did you feel like during the match? Did you feel like it was, or did you feel comfortable? Did you feel like it was like at the end of it, were you happy with it and everything?
Oh yeah, I was happy at the end of it. I mean, I couldn't complain because it was because by this point, I had been training and I tried to train as much as I could and as often as I could. So to have them sort of say to me, we think you are ready. So it was great, and being in the match itself, it was just a feeling of, I could do this, and this is something that I'm enjoying and I'm loving, and you kind of get that. It's like a glass, you come out the curtains, and it's like just a glass shattering moment where you are there, you're wrestling, and it's just like something totally different sort of thing. So yeah, I'd say it was great.
I've got a quick question for you, Alfie, because obviously getting CPW Galaxy keeps sending in the questions from Wes. It says, where does the name Alfie come from? Where's the ring name Alfie come from?
Well, I originally started as Rogue, which was from X-Men.
Yeah.
See, I was going to ask. I always ask the question, like, what is your first name? Because some people do have a different name when they first start. And I was just wondering that, and obviously now answer my question.
Yeah, that's it. I wanted it to be Rogue, and I did wrestle under that for the first 8 months or so. And I don't know, one day I felt like I should add a bit more to it. And Alfie actually comes from, Alfie, Alf are my initials. Okay. So it was sort of a name anyway. And actually the person that helped me come up with it and make it my ring name is J-Ro. So
right,
I have him to sort of thank for it.
So who out of the two of you started? Just out curious. So did you start wrestling first, or did he start wrestling first?
He started wrestling first. He's got a year more on me. Okay. 6 months. Sorry. Oh.
Is that him shouting for the background?
Being corrected.
Yeah.
Shouting across the room.
Hi, J-Ro.
Hello, mate.
I love that. Like, you're just going to be every self to talking. We're just going to wrong answer.
You see why I didn't want to give the credit now.
I mean, you just mentioned there, and I'm guessing that's something to do with obviously you outside of wrestling. You mentioned there, like, you first of all started with Rogue. I know you've recently dropped Rogue from the name. So obviously you mentioned Rogue coming from X-Men. So I take it, is that something you're into, the sort of that kind of superhero kind of world as well with the X-Men?
Oh yeah, I love all that. I mean, I grew up with I grew up with Batman. I love Batman. I love the old 80s comics. I love the old 80s cartoons. I think they're great. And some of my personal favorite superheroes. Well, Scarecrow and the Riddler. So it's
great villains there.
But wait, all right. I judge people on this. Is your favorite X-Men, X-Man, X-Woman? Is your favorite of the X-Men Rogue?
Yeah.
I don't know how he's judging people on that one. I thought you were about to ask who's your favorite X-Men, and then you had a list of people.
Nothing else matters. I don't care what you vote. I don't care who you support. Who's your favorite X-Men? So Nathan, come on, who's yours?
My favorite X-Men, I think I have to go with the X-Men that I've always thought is the coolest, which is Wolverine.
It's most people standard. What about you, Dale?
Standard. Okay, cheers, mate.
I don't know, but I better make sure I say that one because Lee might not be happy with that answer.
Dale's never watched X-Men. He'll tell us now.
No, I did watch this one. I did watch this one. I did.
This one, there's been lots of X-Men films.
Calm down, Lee. I did watch this one, mate.
It's more than one.
But right, mine was Cyclops. I like Cyclops.
Okay. What you got? The Lee was yours.
Gambit, mate. Gambit is the coolest of the X-Men.
With the cards.
Cards, mate. It was just cool, mate.
I think the other question then, obviously you mentioned Batman then. Who's your favourite Batman ever?
See, it's Scarecrow. I love, like, if you ask Marvel as well, Scarlet Witch, because their power, like, if I was to have any powers, it'd be their powers. Like, just
Scarlet Witch is pretty cool.
Yeah, so that was always my go-to response.
So that's what's it? The one who's Wanda, isn't it? Wanda,
Yeah,
Scarlet Witch. And, yeah, right. Yeah, that's cool.
Okay, but Wes says that Professor Xavier or Professor X, as he put it, Wes put for the
because he likes
X-Men.
bald. It's because he likes bald men. That's why he does. He loves
old men.
The amount of times, he walked past me last night and just went like that.
So I take it. Sorry, go on. I mean, I take it. Like you mentioned Batman, then. So I always ask people that are big Batman fans and films of Batman and stuff. Did you enjoy Gotham, the TV series?
I did, although I got to admit I did stop watching. Like, I start series and then I just don't finish them. Just
because there's so
I've still
much
got
on.
like a list of ones that I need to finish that I just haven't.
I think we all do these days.
I've got. So Richard Warwood says he loves the setup behind you there, Alfie. He said he loves. He's loving that.
Bulbasaur.
Also, yeah, loving that. He said he's also got a quick question from Commentary Pro Wrestling. He says they say, what superhero best describes J-Ro?
Oh dear.
This could be an interesting question.
Oh wow, that's. Can we open it out to everybody? Like, can we have a discussion?
The question was for you, but it can go to the CPW Galaxy as well. Yes.
No, I think she was trying to get us to answer Dale so that so he could hear us say answers first, and know how badly we're going to insult him, but he's not even on TV on the screen. I don't know. I'm trying to think of J-Ro, how he presents himself in the ring and stuff.
Edna.
I don't know. I don't know if I go so superhero, but more maybe villain like the Riddler. He's kind of Riddler.
I was about to say exactly the same thing. To be fair, Riddler, like that kind of heelish rather than potential superhero.
Riddler's cool anyway. I like Riddler. He's pretty cool.
He's better than the Riddler.
He probably would say he's better than the Riddler.
Oh, of course he would.
He's happy with the Riddler. Yeah.
That's good.
There you
go. Tell me.
Maybe get him the suit with the question marks on him.
So who would you say? What would you say though? What would you say if you had to pick someone?
Yeah, come on. Don't swerve the question. Come on.
Yeah, come on. Give us an answer, Alfie. Come on.
Okay, Dash.
Dash.
What?
He's not a superhero from the Incredibles.
Oh, Dash and the Incredibles, little Dash.
Okay.
That's actually quite a good one. So, I know we just brought up. I know we've gone off the topic of wrestling, but that happens here. We go off topic all the time because
of course you do.
It's called Talking Madness for a reason.
Exactly.
Someone's already mentioned the object behind you, which obviously is for those who don't know. I mean, I will probably have to find out those who don't know, and I'll be shocked. But for those who don't know, obviously that's Bulbasaur behind you, from who is a Pokemon, which makes me think that you are a big fan of Pokemon.
Oh,
is Bulbasaur your favorite Pokemon? If not, what is your favorite Pokemon?
Oh yeah, Bulbasaur's definitely one of my favorite Pokemon ever. I have so many different Bulbasaurs because I've got a smaller one outside of him. On that side.
Just a collection of Bulbasaurs, like he doesn't evolve, he just gets bigger.
Yeah, I do too.
You got Mewtwo as well.
Oh, who's your favourite, mate?
Huh?
Who's your favourite?
Probably the ones that are tattooed on my leg.
I don't spend that much time looking
Yeah,
at your legs.
don't look at your legs, mate.
I've got Machoke, Machamp, and Machamp tattooed on my leg. I've got all them.
Hitmonlee's a good one.
Basically, they're the wrestling Pokemon.
Yeah.
So I don't know much about Pokemon, so I always go for Squirtle because I think his name's funny. Yeah, that's all.
Only you.
That's all I got, mate. You know.
It's the best. It's the best that I've got, Lisa. Surprise, surprise. I've never really watched Pokemon. I got the really interest in it, so I don't know. So I have to sit out on this one.
Oh, I'll let down.
I am. Yeah.
You can't win these days. You know what I mean? Like, who hasn't watched Pokemon or no Pokemon?
There's a lot I haven't. There's a lot I haven't watched. Things like Harry Potter. I haven't watched that. Game of Thrones. I haven't watched that.
Get him off. Get him off.
Who hasn't watched Harry Potter? Harry Potter. He's a wizard. He's a wizard, Harry.
I do not watch it, and I have no intention of watching it.
Oh, Dale.
So hang on, you won't watch great films like Harry Potter, but you'll watch Newcastle United lose on a
You
weekend.
shut your mouth. Don't even go there.
Savage, man.
And Lee, you can't even talk to me on that subject, mate. So let's not go there.
Sorry, Dal. So let's go back to wrestling. So you say you're a year and a half in, and you have this bad. Well, I say bad injury. It's a pretty much a catastrophic injury because I don't know how I'd deal with a fractured arm in two places. How long were you out for, and how was that recovery process then from that injury?
So I was out for about 6 months, and it was. So I had to have plates and screws in my arm. So I had two plates and 12 screws, and I think it was more because I still didn't believe it was broke, even when they'd wheeled me down and sat me down and was like, your arm is broken. And it was just.
Don't lie to me.
No, well, not as bad as what it was, sort of thing, because you just don't imagine it is as bad as what.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I broke my jaw, and when they showed me, not through wrestling, this was years ago when I was a little scrapper and I got hit in the face with a brick, but it shattered.
I'm sorry, I don't laugh.
Cheers, mate. Cheers, mate.
Only you can have that story where it's like, oh, by the way, I got twatted by a brick once. Only you would have that story, Lee.
They showed me the X-ray, and it looked like a really difficult jigsaw puzzle. You know what I mean? It was, when I looked at it, I knew it was broken. I mean, I'm dribbling down myself. I had a jaw like Desperate Dan. You know, it was fucking huge. But I remember looking at the fucking at the X-ray, and they were like, "Yeah, we're gonna have to operate." I was like, "You fucking think?" You know what I mean? Thank you.
I broke my jaw myself once, but it weren't from a brick. It was from people attacking me and breaking my jaw. So, but not.
Can I just ask why are we just talking to Dale's eyebrows? Why are we talking to his eyebrows?
What is your eyebrows?
Eyebrows. It's just your eyebrows there on camera.
I think it's because we miss his sideburns that much. He wants to show us some form of body.
So what's that up enough for you?
I'll just say now. We spent the last 5 minutes. You spent the last 5 minutes talking. We can just see eyebrows. Is
that better for you, Dave?
How we doing?
Is that better for you, mate?
Yeah, it's all good, mate. See your face now, Dale.
Thanks, that, mate.
So did they,
sorry.
When they told you that your arm was broken and that, so did they show you the X-ray and everything? Did you get to see it? Because I always think that's the coolest part, getting to see your injury properly.
Oh yeah, they took me around to the screen and let me see it, and I was like, damn. It was one of them, like, yeah, I was, because I'd finished the match and I was like, oh fuck, you know what? Yeah, okay. I mean, I was in it, like, it was two sort of emotions, because I was angry that it had happened, like angry at myself that it had happened. And then I saw that and I was like, oh, okay. But you carried on and you finished, like, damn, that is a good break. Like, I was proud of the break.
Did you just say, did you still finish the match?
She just said she just finished the match. That absolutely, yeah.
That's a hero. That is
absolutely,
a hero there.
Yeah, give that. Give you
for any trainee watching, for any wrestler watching, right?
That's how you do it.
Finish
broken arm or not,
like a
broken
pro.
arm or not, you could finish the match
like a pro. Wow,
absolutely brilliant.
I'll just go, shall I?
Sorry, Lee.
Sorry, Lee. Lee got substituted. Lee got substituted on a dislocated shoulder. So Lee sat there going, "Oh, I look like a pussy now, don't I?"
Alfie's got her arm hanging off and finishes the match. You just hurt your shoulder and you get substituted.
I tore the muscle off it. I couldn't even move it. And the next thing I was supposed to do was jump off the fucking turnbuckle onto the 6 No chance that was happening.
She had no arm, mate. She had no arm. She was armless.
Not armless. I saw her hit someone with a chair. She's not armless.
I just got to say on the YouTube, Wes has just put on what we discussed a minute ago. Dale's watched more Sunderland games than Harry Potter films.
Oh, football banner. Anyway.
Also, I've got a quick question for Alfie from Wes again. He says, would Alfie like to see a women's tag team bout in CPW? And would she like to pick them up and with who?
Interesting question. Well, I am currently actually in a tag team. I am. And we are actually the women's champions. So it would be interesting to see a women's tag belts at CPW. It would be very interesting.
I take this as someone outside of CPW that you tag with.
Yeah, it's Luna Rocks.
Oh yeah. We know.
Luna's been in CPW before, so of course, quite a few times.
Yes, she was my debut. Well, when I debuted tagging with us. So.
Yes, she did. Yes.
Yeah, I don't know. See, that you know what? Props where props are due. Like, you have some incredible women, so it'd be hard to narrow down who is, on the spot anyway. I could think of a few names, so.
Roll them off your tongue.
Go on.
Oh, Nat Wild.
Yeah.
All right, Natalie, yep.
I think we're both from up here. I reckon it'd wing it.
Up north.
Up north, exactly.
Up north, fine.
Yeah, that'd be an interesting team to see. Like, I definitely want to see that team. But do you think if we did have a CPW women's tag belt, would you want to carry on with Luna, like with your established tag team?
It would be interesting, definitely. I mean, I love tagging with Luna, so
she's been a part of CPW before, and I'm pretty sure we'd all love to have her back. She's great, and she's a great wrestler. So I mean, that would be interesting to see.
Oh, definitely. I mean, that's it. We've held our belts for nearly 3 years now. I mean, we don't pandemic's fine. It's that don't count in it. But no, honestly, it would be great. As I say, I love tagging with her, and I've been in matches with her. Hard hitting. That is what I want for a tag partner. The ones, even Cat Von Cage. We beat the crap out of each other, but you tag with them because you beat the crap out of each other because you know that they're hard.
Wes just said that Alfie and Natalie as tag champs. OMG, my life is complete. No,
that's a good question there, Wes. We thank you for that question. That's actually a really good question. I like that question. Like I say, I do believe that I reckon we will see women's tag belts eventually in CPW, especially with the way in which the women's division is going and so strong at the moment. I wouldn't see why you would not see those kind of belts in CPW. And it'll be exciting to see what tag teams come out of that, who starts to align themselves with each other in CPW. Like you say, do enemies come best of friends, just make sure to get the gold. Do best of friends end up on the opposite teams and become enemies? Who knows? It could be interesting to see. And like you say, you've got an established, strong, powerful tag team outside of CPW. And, that could go a long way as well by making yourselves just as powerful inside CPW, I guess.
Oh, definitely. Not taking anything away from Luna, because, as I say, love tagging with her. We came out of having a rivalry thrown together to become the champions, and I'll give her credit where credit's due. She looked after me because it was a tag team match we were in when I broke my arm, and she was my tag team partner. So I've always got mass amounts of respect for her for that, because she came and she helped me.
So, like you say, you were wheeled down and you didn't believe what they were telling you. And obviously, you get the bad news that you've broken your arm. I say fractured, like it's
keep saying fractured, broken.
I know. I tried to make things light. You completely broken your arm. How long was you out for? And then obviously, what was that recovery process? And how that change the way in which you approached wrestling afterwards? Was you a bit more nervous, or did you just again go in that same attitude of just got to go for it and just get back to where I was?
Yeah, I think it was hard being out, because the thing was as well, I'd still go down to training, and I'd watch training and I'd watch shows. So it was watching the people in the ring and wanting to be a part of it and not being able to. I mean, for the first like month, 6 weeks, depending, I couldn't do anything, and it was really hard just to watch him, because you're like, I want to be in the ring, I want to do something, and I can't even do anything right now. So I think, and then as time progressed, I kind of pushed myself a little bit more to start the little bits of training that I could do, and I just wanted to come back better. So it was a case of, I used the time. Okay, the first part of it, I'm not gonna lie, I was down and I was angry and I was like, oh. So instead I turned that into something positive, and I wanted to come back better, better and stronger, and I wanted to make this something new, because I rewatched all my matches and I'd take notes and right, that's what I'm doing wrong. I need to, work on that and that. So it was a bit massive learning curve, and I think now I'm grateful for it in a sense, because it helped me grow so much anyway, and helped me establish, who I wanted to be and what I wanted to be seen as. So it was good. And I think getting back into the ring, I've never took a power bomb since I've been back, and I don't plan on doing that anytime soon. So that's still a big hurdle. But
I think that's a smart, like I say, when that's happened, you've got that, that's how it's happened. You want to be like, well, I don't want to risk it again. You know what I mean?
That's it. It was that was the case, and I just, that was worrying. But I think my first match back was actually it was against J-Ro, actually, my first match back, because we had history at the promotion we was working for. Okay. So having my first match back and having it be someone who I knew in the ring, and that we could work, I knew that we could go in there and we could work. So I think that was really good in my return match. And ironically enough, my second match back was Nat Wild. So it was just like, I had 2 matches back, and both of which I was comfortable with the people that I was in with, and I think that really helped me a lot in getting back into the ring, and not having the little just tendencies to be a bit afraid of something or whatever, because I didn't know what was going to happen.
I mean, like you say though, like choosing not to do that move is obviously, like you say, is a smart decision, but also, as you know, there's hundreds of moves that you can replace it with and do that are just as impactful, just as visual, and can get the same reactions without that risk factor that you've had previously, And I guess that's what you've done, is you've adapted and gone, well, I'm not going to take that move anymore, but I'll take this instead, which will still have the same effect.
That's it. I mean, there's not many moves. Like, genuinely, I will take pretty much any move. So it is, it's just a case of It's not it's not a move you need to really use. So, fortunately for that, I'm lucky in that respect of I don't get asked a lot to do it anyway. It's not one that comes up and suggested.
I mean, I've had to change up a couple of things since coming back off my injury, and then like as much as I hated being injured, I hated being out for that long. I kind of appreciate like having to think a little bit more about matches and stuff, having to think a little bit more about like where I'm, how I'm going to do certain things and how I'm going to change up certain things, and stuff that I probably can't do that I used to do. And so like it's given me a little bit like more to think about, you know what I mean? So it's educated me a bit more, I think.
It adds that little bit of thought, because there is certain moves that you can't do, or certain ways that my arm don't bend anymore. So like even simple things that you don't think of, it's like, oh yeah, because and I think it took me a while to be able to properly front bump. It was a big thing, and it'd be like minimal at first. So it does make you think about these things more. And I think I genuinely think it can be a good thing, because it does educate you, doesn't it? And it makes you learn more about it and look at new alternative ways of doing stuff.
Yeah.
What it's actually a good question I've always wanted to ask, and something we haven't discussed much on here because we haven't had many people in this situation. And you mentioned going through recovery of an injury and dealing with an injury, and I know obviously Lee, you've had it before, but what advice would you give Alfie to any trainee that gets injured maybe, or takes a nasty bump, or gets a knock that they're not sure on, or even an active wrestler gets injured for? What advice would you give them during that recovery process on how to deal with that, and honestly, like what the best way to get through that, to knowing that there's a positive outcome at the end still?
Honestly, my first thing would be just don't beat yourself up too much, or don't. It's very hard to do. I mean, it's easy for me to say and hard to do, but it is the thing of you're going to be upset and you're going to be angry, or because it is a thing of, oh, this shouldn't have happened, or it shouldn't have been this way. So it's a case of those feelings are valid, but don't fret on them for too long, and just try and push yourself, because you need your time to rest, and know that no matter what, you've got this time now to rebuild. So if anything, look at it as a positive thing rather than a negative thing, and just try and I know it sounds daft, just make the most of it, but I genuinely mean that as build yourself up, become who you want to be, and just figure yourself out while doing that. And I think it is a massive deal.
Yeah, I mean, the second time I got injured was literally my own fault, and I was so pissed off with myself. Like it was on a taping, so luckily, we could just stop the match. But I was fucking fuming. I was kicking the ropes. I was shouting, screaming at myself, and it wasn't until later getting back, and I just think, me being like pissed off with myself, just injecting all of that like fury into myself. It's not going to help. It's not going to do me any good. I need to concentrate on getting better. Concentrate on not letting that happen again.
And what about the itch? Because obviously I've experienced it. I'm pretty sure Lee experienced it during his injury. We've all experienced it probably during the pandemic as well, and obviously when you was injured. That itch to try and get back sooner and try and just, that itch, I'll just go in there and do it. What advice would you give them? Because obviously sometimes you have to obviously block that itch out because it's probably not as good for your health. For example, someone who could probably comment on this is the boss himself. He's been on a long road to recovery, and like he said at the weekend, it's not going to be long until he is back doing what he does best. But I know for a fact that he's had the itch, and he's had moments where he just wants to get back in that ring. But it's about that road to recovery, having that patience to know that if you hold on, your body's going to be 100%, and then you can go out and do what it is you do. What advice do you give to people where they start feeling urge?
Just honestly, it is going to be hard, but you've got to try and fight. I mean, when I took a booking while I had a broken arm it was February. So I broke my arm in in the middle of September, and I took a booking for February, but this was in December. And it was approaching it. And I'd been training since the start of January, but my arm I don't know, I could feel, and it just didn't feel like the right time. And as much as it pained me to do it, and I explained the situation, and I didn't do the booking. And I think it's knowing that you have to wait. I know it's going to be hard, but you've got to wait for that time, because if you do get in there, and I've seen it happen to someone, they've got back in the ring and they re-broke what they'd broke in the first place, and they'd only been back training for maybe 2 months, 3 months. So it is, when you see stuff like that, you kind of think, right, I do need to take a step back and think, I want to go back 100%. I don't want to go back 80%, because as well, what's the point? You're not doing yourself any favors. And if you want to come back and be your best, 80% is not your best, sort of thing. And it is hard, but.
And I say we all go out there to try and put 100% into our matches, 100% put our body on the line. And if you're not 80%, if you're not 100% as well, that 8% fitness, say for example, especially with your arms and stuff, where you need that strength to do stuff. If that arm's only 8% healed, you're like to re-injure it, or not be able to do something properly and injure someone else. If you're used to doing a move a certain way, and it needs 100% of that arm's ability to do that move, and then you've only got 8% ability and you can't get that rotation or whatever it is, that could injure that person. And then, that's on your conscience, the fact that you came back early and stuff like that. And I think, like you say, there's a lot of things to think about when you're going through an injury and coming back on. What is it going to do to my body? What's the impact it's going to have on me and my wrestling ability? But also, we're a team in there, and everything. And what is it? What effect is it going to have on my opponent? Is it going to cause this?
Yeah, it's definitely not worth the risk, as you said, and it is protecting your opponent as well. And as angry as you feel at yourself for injuring yourself when you do, if you end up injuring someone else, then you'd end up feeling angry and upset and, worse towards them, because you've impacted on them and created a situation that you were in yourself. So, yeah, I do think, you're right about thinking about them as it is a two-way dance.
Yeah, it certainly is. I just like to just go on to. I've got another question here that I'll like to just give you from Wes again. He's asking you a lot of questions tonight, Alfie.
What happens when he's number one fan?
He says, why is the spear your finishing move?
Well, honestly, my favourite wrestler, I have two favourite wrestlers from when I was a kid, one Jeff Hardy and two Edge. And honestly, Edge's spear, I used to watch it as a kid, and it just used to look devastating, and how he landed it and everything, it was just, it looked as brutal as what it was, and it do the trick. And as a kid, it was like, oh my God, this is amazing. And it was always like, if we'd try and do wrestling matches or stuff, it was always my finisher. So it kind of just stemmed from there. And one of my favorite spot of all time, which is the well-known one of Jeff Hardy and Edge, with Edge spearing Jeff Hardy. Yeah,
awesome.
The hanging Jeff Hardy off the ladder.
Yeah, off the ladder.
Yeah,
that was incredible. Yeah.
Oh wow.
Like when you get into the wrestling world, and obviously you start making those discussions with matches and stuff, and your discussions and stuff. One, I want to know who came up with that idea, and two, when they were like, "Yeah, let's do it. We're going for it. We're going to make it happen." And then you're like in my head, I'm like, it's pretty crazy. I always want to know that. I want to know that who was it? Who personally, I think it's Jeff Hardy who came up with the idea. just because he's more of the extreme out of the two of them. However, I would just always want to know that answer to like, I wonder who came up with that idea. And I went, I think you should be hanging and I'll spear you mid-air.
Yeah, that would
So,
be crazy.
were you an Eddie Christian fan as well? Like, so him with Christian.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
I mean,
definitely.
I love them two together.
They were a brilliant
And,
tag team.
Yeah, and like
Magnificent.
they were funny. They were talented. They had it all, man. They were one of my favorite tag teams ever.
Oh, they were. Yeah, they were brilliant, and they were still entertaining even after they'd both, well, technically retired, and they still kept going in the matches, and they were the matches of my childhood. The tag team matches, you grew up watching them, and what they did was crazy. So
you mentioned there, you mentioned two things there. Obviously, one was being Edge. Being an Edge fan, how was your reaction? What was your reaction like when he returned?
Man, I thought, honestly, his music hit, and I thought someone was. I was expecting I didn't expect him to come out.
Heath Slater.
But someone's winding you up.
Yeah. So I stood there, while I was sat watching it, and I was like, that's not him. Like, and it took me a couple of minutes, and as he came through, and you saw the emotion on his face. I'm not even gonna lie, I didn't speak. I was like, I had tears. I was like, oh shit, he's back. Like, it was massive. I don't think I comprehended it at the time, because I did think it was an imposter at first, and the emotions get you, and then you see him and the emotion that he was feeling, you're like, fuck, you can't imagine. Like, it was emotional.
There was a couple of guys on our roster at that Royal Rumble when he returned, and they couldn't believe the actual atmosphere when he came. Like I said, we heard it on the telly, but being live there must have been even better.
I was at the pub with my mate, and one of my mates is like you, biggest Edge fan growing up, and a massive Edge fan. He was bawling and crying, and like there was also people in the pub that weren't wrestling fans, and I was like, "What's going on here?" He's crying over a bloke coming out, and I was it's like, you don't know, you just don't know that feeling. Okay, he was not allowed to do it for 11 years. Leave him alone. The other thing you mentioned earlier, and I didn't get a chance to ask a question on it. And before we go into, I know Dal is ready and eager to go. Before we go into your career in CPW, you mentioned seminars, and you go around doing seminars, and you like to go to do seminars. And then seminars, for me, I've had some great experiences in seminars and enjoyed some experiences. What are some of your favorite seminars you've done, and who are some of the guest seminars you've gone to that you've really enjoyed, and who any names that you've had the chances of working due to seminars?
One of the seminars that sticks out, that's one of my favorite ones, was one that we did with Rampage Brown. I thought it is great to learn from, and it was just, I think that was actually the first seminar back after I broke my arm. Yeah. And it was just amazing. I learned so much as well. And I went training at a few places, and they weren't exactly seminars, but sometimes they'd have like guest trainers in just for the morning. So, Kev Lloyd.
Sexy Kev.
Sexy
Kev at CBW.
I thought he was brilliant to learn from, and it can add so much insights, because when it comes to certain like tech wrestling, and because I have some certain issues with some of the tech pieces due to my arm, but so it was going and learning from him with all the tech stuff. It was getting my confidence back in that, and it was brilliant. It was really good hands-on.
He has an Olympic wrestling background, doesn't he? He does the actual Olympic wrestling as well. I think he does. I think he does jiu-jitsu as well. I think it is, isn't it? One of the martial arts, and I'm pretty sure, which is obviously all wrestling based as well. and like you say, so obviously him having that back knowledge of the Olympic wrestling side of things and the jiu-jitsu side of things is obviously really beneficial when it comes to the technical side of wrestling in our wrestling. And like you say, someone like him can give you different ways to do certain things with the arming you've had, I guess.
Yeah, definitely. It was just a totally different training session. One that I didn't expect it either. But it was great. So I'll take anything away from that. But there's been a few. I mean, I did vote Sean Only as well. He's more up here based.
I probably recognise him. I see him and don't know the name.
Yeah. But he was great to learn from as well. So there's been quite a few. Sorry, I'm not best at sprouting things from my head.
Surprised you having a J-Ro like shouting things like, remember this person?
Yeah, that's what he's doing.
And then as you mentioned places that you've trained at. Like, have you what sort of some of your favourite places to travel to train to then?
So I travelled down to Sheffield to train at Steel City sometimes. I have trained with Squared Circle up in Oldham.
Yeah.
Well, that was a really good. That was where I'd done the training session with Kev Lloyd.
Okay.
So that was really great. There's just it's pre-pandemic, wasn't it? So trying to remember all places.
Yeah, it's hard to remember things when you've like not been around it for so long, and then you're like, oh yeah, I did that one, didn't I?
I mean, talking about training and seminars, CPW have just put, is Alfie looking forward to leading the women's only seminar with Natalie for the Lionesses in June, and what can they expect?
Oh yeah, you know what? I'm so looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to taking it with Nat as well, because her experience is brilliant. What to expect? Oh, gosh, just hard work. We'll put them through the paces, but no, it'll be one of them of like hard work and understanding, because we just want to give back, and we want to help in a ways that we can help now, and we want to be there as the women that can say, look, you can do this, and hit like you can just do this anyway. And no, it'll be a great thing, and we appreciate CPW for giving us the opportunity to hold this seminar for the Lionesses. I mean, it means a lot to us too.
No, I mean, I'm excited to obviously I'm excited for the show, but also, like I say, they've said it there. It's the first ever all-female seminar that we've ever held, and obviously you got two of the top females to be in CBW, Natalie and yourself, to train the young Lionesses and the women of CBW that are at the seminar on your experiences and your how and advice that you can give them.
We appreciate you letting us impart our knowledge, we'll say. What we have to offer.
Sorry, go on.
Just what we have to offer. So
I'm really bad at that sometimes. I'm so sorry.
Oh no, it's fine. Honestly, sometimes with these, it's like, when do I talk? Do I not talk? If I talk over someone, I'm ignorant. If I do it,
So I'll get told off later by Dal.
Alfie, continue.
Oh man, I'm an awkward person anyway. So sometimes when I'm talking, I'm like, I really do forget how to make a conversation. I'm like, what words am I supposed to use?
I don't remember learning this word.
Yeah.
But no, yeah, like I say, it's going to be a unique experience for yourselves, I'm guessing, and also an experience for the young Lionesses. And like I say, if there are any of them watching, make sure that you get your names down. You get your names down for that seminar, and make sure you take advantage of being able to learn from Alfie and from Natalie Wild on June the 5th. And remember, again, tickets are available for Night of the Lioness 2 on June the 5th from Commentary Pro Wrestling. www.commentaryprowrestling.co.uk. Get your tickets now because you do not want to miss the show. Dal, we're on now. We're talking about CPW. We're talking about the Lionesses, the women of CPW. So let's get into the CPW career of Alfie, and
take it away. Take it away, mate.
You're the man with the facts. Man with the facts, Dale.
Well, sort of. Well, I'll get him maybe 50-50 right or wrong now and again. But so if I'm getting it wrong, I'm sure you'll correct me, Alfie, because everybody else does.
Yeah.
It's Dal. They might be pre-pandemic, so you might be right. You might not remember.
Yeah.
I'm joking. Sorry, Dal. Carry on.
Oh dear. But yes, Alfie, it's like we already discussed earlier. You came in on that for that tag team at team with Luna Rocks. I believe that was a Summer Fest. I believe that was in Leicester. So yeah. So that was your first chance in CPW, first opportunity. So what was your feelings during that match and after that match about being a part of CPW?
Well, obviously before the match, I think it made it better that I had Luna with me, for nerves wise, because going into a new company, don't know what to expect or anything. Not saying anything bad or out, but genuinely. And then having the match, and especially where we were as well in Leicester, it was different, and I thought it was great. And I really enjoyed the match. I really enjoyed being in front of, as much as they like to give me shit, I enjoy being in front of them because they give me shit. The CPW Galaxy, so it's always great. And I know it was over in Leicester, but they were still there, and they were still noisy. So overall, I think I really enjoyed my debut. I thought it was really fun.
Yeah, I mean, also as you said, you had your tag team match. I mean, unfortunately, you never came out on top in that match. But what I did notice about your start at your CBW is you actually had pretty much all your matches had Lucia Lee in them in some sort. So I'll try to pick out a couple of them that are probably quite significant. Again, I think the next one was in Leicester. It was a mixed tag. With a new team with Jimmy Vice.
Yeah, undefeated. Me and Jimmy Vice, undefeated.
As mixed tag.
Yes.
And again, you were facing Will Starr and Lucia Lee. So once again, you come back to Leicester for a live show. So how was that for you to be in a mixed tag? How do you feel about doing that? How's that for you?
It was, well, personally. It was the first time I'd been in a mixed tag, because normally it's intergender that are the rules that that I've been in. Yep. So being in a mixed tag was different, but it was great. I mean, we picked up the win. It was great teaming with Jimmy. I couldn't have asked for a better partner. I mean, you could have gave me someone proper awful, but fortunately, you actually did me a favour there. So.
Sure, obviously, he calls himself exceptional. He calls himself exceptional for a reason, doesn't he? So,
yeah, I mean, a question I wanted to ask a minute ago, when you were talking about your first match in CPW, and you mentioned the CPW Galaxy. As someone who's wrestled at other shows outside of CPW, we all know everywhere you go, all fans are different.
Mm-hmm.
But I'll admit, like us, the CPW fans are like no fans that you see around the country in regards to wrestling fans and wrestling shows and stuff. What was your experience? How was your experience and reaction to our Galaxy the first time, with them being, so different to maybe the fans you see the other shows you'd probably be on. And what do you think it is about the CPW Galaxy, that it makes it so special to how CPW as a company performs and goes out there every week and to do what we do?
Oh, it's incredible. I mean, as you said, I agree with you. Like the CPW Galaxy, the fans are like no other fans. Like when you're in the ring, they're just there and they're involved and they're invested. And honestly, when you walk out, it is like no other. It could be intimidating, but it's that thing of you've got to go out there and lap it up. And you know what? You can't say, oh, you give them shit, they give you shit. You give them good, they give you good. So in retrospect of that, I love being out there in front of them. I think it's great. I love them giving me shit. You know?
Our fans, that they hand it out as much as anybody gives it back. So they always hand out whatever's needed, cheers or booze, whatever that is. They'll hand it out to you.
Oh yeah, and I like to think I can give as good as I get. So whatever they give me, I can give them back.
And they're passionate about it as well, which is always helpful because, like, I always think like if the fans are saying something to you, they pretty much mean it. Like if they're telling you you're a piece of shit, you're a piece of shit. And if they're telling you that they love you, they love you. Like they say it with passion, which in my personal opinion means they mean what they say.
Yeah. Well, you've always got to appreciate honesty. That's what you got to do. So you gotta love it.
Yeah, our fans definitely are that. Definitely are honest, and they and like Nathan said, some of the best fans that you could have. So it's great, always great being with them. So like you said, so like I said, you had quite a few matches. I say every match had 2019 had Lucia Lee in them, which sort of ended with an I Quit match that you had with her. Let's see if we do a women's championship.
Yeah.
In October of that year, I believe it was the adult show. Is that correct? Yeah, the adult show.
Yeah.
So again, an I Quit match. I mean, that's quite a unique match to have.
Oh, definitely.
So, how was your preparation going into that match?
Oh well, it was the first I Quit match I had done. And I will just say, side point of that is Dylan's Brewery is a great venue.
Yeah.
For the show, because that's where it was at.
I remember which show this is.
It's a brilliant venue. Love it.
Yeah. But going into the match, it was just a case of, well, I've been down here now, I'm not new. They should know me. I've got to go out there, just do what I know I can do what I'm training, do what I've trained to do, and just, go unleash hell, which is what I always plan on doing and what I always try to do. So it's always good fun, and the added venue was like no other. But getting able to go around the ring and using everything there to the best of your ability and creative wise is great, because you're trying to think of how many weapons you can smash on someone else. What different ones?
Yeah, I mean, it was a fantastic venue. I think we all remember. I think I missed the first show there, and it was a second show which I then got to experience the venue, and it was just you hear about it and then you see it, and it's a very unique setting, a very unique look, and like again, it's one of those things in wrestling and sport as entertainment where it's like, who can say that they wrestled inside a brewery? Some of the places you end up wrestling, it's like, yeah, I wrestled there once. like it's a fascinating thing, and like not many people can say that. And like you say, you got to experience that atmosphere inside there. It was our over 18 shows, and like you say, that brewery had its own little feel to it. And like you said, we had the crates around the side, and I think I remember right, there was a bit where you think it was yourself or Lucia Lee, one of you was bending everyone's arm through the crates and using the crates as a weapon. And I mean, they were there just to stop the fans getting to the ring, but you were like, well, they're there, I might as well use them.
Exactly. You've got to use everything, you know. Look at your environment, see what you can do, see what will do the most damage. Well, you know, when life gives you lemons, you beat someone with them.
Well, I mean, that night, on that night, I had some different objects to use as weapons, but that's for a different.
I remember your match.
That's for a different show, I guess.
It was that night, yeah. You had some.
I'm pretty sure, because I was going to say this. I'm pretty sure when Dan asked that question, like, oh, how was your build up to that, to the match and to the show and stuff? I'm pretty sure they walked in the venue and I had it all laid out on the table, all the weird objects that I had planned for the night, and they were like, everyone kept walking over, going, "What's going on here?"
I'd be like fucking 4-foot inflatable Todger. You know what I mean? Fucking hell.
Every single person came to me was like, "What's going on here?" I think I had to explain the whole concept like 10 times that night to different people. And every new person that arrived in the venue was like, "What's going on here?" I was like, "Oh, not again." So that's how she planned for it. Like, well, what's this guy got going on? I'm joking.
I've got Richard Warwood on the YouTube saying the over 16 show was the first time I think he'd seen yourself, Alfie, and she had a bit of a chat with you outside afterwards or something like that. One of our fans, Richard Warwood.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, there was quite a few that came up chat to me afterwards, which was not well. It was nice because they'd been giving me shit for all evening. They want to come up and talk and be nice. But no, it's sound. As I said, it's like with wrestling. The way I see it sometimes is, you have a bucket list, but you don't realize it, and you tick stuff off as you go along without even thinking, oh, that would have been on my bucket list, sort of thing. So I think the over 18s and Dylan's Brewery is a bucket list thing that, you know, you wouldn't have necessarily thought you would have had, especially Dylan's Brewery being that venue.
Yeah, like you say, and also like those type of match stipulations as well. Like everyone has bucket list matches of like stuff they want to do. And I'm pretty sure if we were to ask you like certain matches that you've maybe not done yet that you'd probably want to experience, especially being a fan of probably Jeff Hardy and Edge and stuff, there's probably some matches that you know that they did that you're like, oh, I've never had one of these matches. I'd love to have this type of match. You know, we've all got them. And it's but when you get to live it, it's, I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I mean, it's a true fact here. Lee will back me up. Things get said on this show, and sometimes those things may come true. So
yes,
feel free to say whatever, say anything that you might have in your bucket list, because you never know, you might get it.
Boss is always watching.
By the way, there is no guarantees here. We do not make promises here. All we'll let you know is other people have said stuff in the past, and that stuff may or may not have happened.
Yeah. Oh no.
What's on your bucket list? I'm joking.
I don't know. You know what? Just every new stipulation match that I get to be in is brilliant, and Coventry give me so many opportunities to be a part of them, and I do enjoy it because I do. You know, don't get me wrong. I enjoy matches. I enjoy singles, triple threats. You know, I'll say one thing. Coventry's gave me some good multi matches, like fatal four ways and stuff. But personally, I'd love to do. See, I've always wanted to do a ladder match because of Jeff Hardy.
Yeah.
I thought that.
Cage, you know, extreme, anything like that you can just sink your teeth into, and it'd be those sort of things on them.
Yeah, as you're aware, we don't have a cage, but we do have a prison. Way more violent.
Yes.
You mentioned there, which an interesting question that came to my head then. You mentioned there, obviously, CBW giving you all these variety of opportunities, all these different opportunities. Now, as someone who works promotions, any promotion that gives you a match or anything like that gives you opportunities. And obviously going to work other promotions and stuff, you get different opportunities and stuff. But what What is it about CPW? You mentioned there like the variety of opportunities. What kind of as a wrestler, what kind of motive does that give you to obviously want to perform each time you go out there to keep being able to come back because of those different variety of opportunities you get, rather than maybe a promotion where they're giving you opportunities week in, week out, but it's a singles match or a tag match or another singles match with a different person, rather than maybe here where it's 1 week a no holds barred match, next week a 2 out of 3 falls match, then you're in a fatal 4-way.
Honestly, it gives you so much passion and determination when it comes to wrestling, and it's storylines as well. And I think like the stipulations add impact to the end of the storylines. And I think in terms of the crowd, I think one of the reasons why the Galaxy is so invested is because, well, I can't speak for them all or whatever, but because they have these opportunities to see the amazing matches that you put on, and you think about it, and it's a continuous spectrum of, right, we've put this thought into it. So it's, the way I see it is it's a two-way street. So they thought about you and, want to put you in this. So you want to push and you want to do your best and you want to work because you're passionate about it and you want to give your all every time you go out there. So I just think it's like a wheel, and it just helps it keep on turning, sort of thing.
Yeah.
Well, we'll just add on the YouTube. Wes again has said Alfie versus Shorty ladder match.
Oh, that'd be that'd be a good thing, because I might actually get to spear her then. Shorty, I've got problems about, just stick her up there, it's fine. I'll be able to throw her up, hold on to the belt, and
I'm not gonna lie. If that spot got recreated in the CPW, I'd be like, my life is complete. I'm going home. I'd be the name. I'm out.
Yeah,
I've seen that spot live. I'm good.
Yeah.
Magnificent. Would be a fantastic thing to see. Absolutely, for sure. Yeah. I say I'll go swiftly on to what you've done in your CPW career. You talked about earlier about fatal four-ways, Alfie. Well, a fatal four-way was the match 2020, the first night of the Lioness. You fatal four-way CPW Lineal Women's Championship on the line. And then you, fatal four-way versus Natalie Wilde, Sarah Skylark, and Lacey Adams for that championship. And you come out as new lineal champion. So tell us what that was like, how it was like to be involved in that show and to come out as the champion.
You know what? That match, and I'm not just saying this because I won the championship in it, but I love that match. I've been a part of it because it was, I think, I've done multi-women matches before and they've never gone, like everybody in it just flew, and it was just brilliant. And being a part of the whole night as well, having this night put on to showcase what we can do. It really, you really wanted to go out there and push it and give it your all. So to come away as well from that night and have the belt, and win it off of Nat Wild as well was incredible. I didn't expect it, obviously, going into the match I wanted to, but it was one of them things of anything can happen in a fatal four-way, can't it? So to pick up the win as well, it was just amazing. It's one of my favorite moments now.
Yeah, I mean, that was a great opportunity, like you say, to finally to come out of CPW with the championship. I would say it was a great night to again show what women can do in CPW, and it was a fantastic opportunity for you, and you did very well to come out with that championship. So it was great stuff. But then, to be fair, what happened from that point on is we come into the pandemic, which was a real shame, because you won your championship and then we get stopped, which was an absolute tragedy.
It was a shitter, Dale. It was a complete and utter shitter. That's what it was, man.
Screw you, Boris. I mean, it wasn't. It's not
damn.
Boris's fault. We had a pandemic. And we don't get political on here.
Yeah. So we have. Yeah. So So from that, it was just So we had to have some time off because Boris told us to. So we came back. We came back as CPW always do. We came back with our moonlight tapings, and you came back in July, and you had a tag match teaming with Emma Cross against Chantal Jordan and Lucia Lee. So I don't know if you remember that. It was your first match back, I believe, from everything that went on. So how was that for you, coming back from the pandemic, from stopping wrestling, stop training, everything? How was that for you? What was the feeling inside of you coming back into that match?
It was different because, we knew it was going to be different because it was a taping. So it was, and obviously I hadn't been training for a while, so I hadn't been wrestling. So it was just one of them things of, I think there was nerves around it for being back in and just making sure that you know your right cameras and stuff like that, and not having the crowd reaction. So just doing your shit in the ring and pandering to what you normally do, and you're like, well, normally the crowd are reacting and I can hear them, they're cheering, they're booing, and it was just something totally different. And honestly, it was great to be back. It was great to be back into the ring, because apart from my arm, that was the longest time that I'd had away. So it was amazing to be back. And it was a test as well. It's like anything after you've been away for a while, it was a test of, right, can I still do it? Do I still remember how to do this? And am I going to still be any good?
Did you find it difficult though? I mean, I did. I'm sure a lot of other people did as well. Going from, like you say, you're always trying to work the crowd, and then going from that to not having the crowd there and having to learn how to just focus your attention on the camera, the hard cam or the roaming cam. Did you find that difficult?
Definitely. I think for me as well, working to the cameras was one of my weaker points because it'd be something that I had to work on. So to start off with, it was like I'm going to have to remember and think about it. So it was something that in the end it ended up being good because I could work on looking at the camera, figuring out where they were. So yeah, but no, the first time back it was that, am I doing it to the right thing? Am I doing it, it was different and it took a bit of getting used to.
Yeah. I mean, like I say, it definitely did for me, and I'm sure it did for a lot of the other guys. But do you think it helped you now? Now that you're back in front of the fans, and obviously we still have the roaming cam, and we still have a camera there as well. So now, you're thinking you've got to think about working to both. But do you think it's helped you with that?
Definitely, I do. But I think it helped me to figure out which one. Yeah, it did. Sorry, I can't think. You can tell I'm great at speaking, right?
Yeah. Well, don't worry. I mean, a few more of these, I'll be shit myself, so don't worry.
I mean, Lee struggle gets his words out, so don't worry.
Don't worry about it.
Hang on, I can't comment. I can't even say certain words, and I get ripped all the time for not being able to say certain words.
Human, Nave, say that. Human.
I can't say that word. Leave me alone. Okay, it's not my fault that we're all human.
It's not just that word. It's anything with the letter H and then a U. Is who, not huge or human. It's human or huge.
Yeah, huge.
And I'm pissing myself.
Brilliant.
Don't ask me why. Oh, I do know why.
Right,
anyway,
let's talk about how Nathan can't talk and get back to Alfie.
I was going to say, move off me, get off me for once.
Yeah. So basically, from the pandemic, from you having your first match back at the Moonlight Tapings in August, we got our fans back.
Mm-hmm.
We managed to get to shows. We had our fans back. You had a History 7. You went 1-on-1 with Natalie Wild.
Yes.
Her trying to get her championship back. So how was that for you? How was that feeling getting in there with Natalie at History with our fans back? How was that for you?
You know what? It's great. I always enjoy getting in the ring with Natalie. I can't deny that at all because I do. So to be able to wrestle again in front of a crowd against Natalie, it was just, the biggest show there. It was great. I thought I enjoyed it. I loved it.
Especially you enjoyed it even more because you came out with the championship.
Exactly. See?
It's always better when you come out still the champ. Fair play.
That's it. So you can't complain.
I remember watching that match and it was really good. I love Natalie's always been great. Since I came into CPW, she was one of the her and Dan were the power couple, and I used to love watching her in the ring. And I thought I do remember that being a really good match.
No, I appreciate that. Thank you.
I just like to there's a question from a Commentary Pro Wrestling, and they've asked, do you see more gold for yourself in 2021?
Of course. Well, of course I do. Don't we all? But obviously me even more so because, I'm feeling it at the minute. Match at night, performance at night. We do well at the minute, so.
I mean, yeah. Can't. And also, I mean, like you say, at the moment we've got the 2 titles. There's the women's academy title. There's coming into picture, and like you say, the chances are there'll be women's tag team titles sometime down the future as well. So there's going to be quite a wide variety of gold just within the women's division for someone like someone like you to be able to go for and claim. I take it.
Another example there of how Nathan can't talk.
Yeah, exactly. Right. So, again, so you're still the champion. You come out of History with a gold, and we go swiftly on. Once again in November, we have another lockdown. Mm-hmm. They've done it again. They've closed us down again. They've got stopped our fans being over again.
Awesome.
But I want to go into a match you had with Kiara. The 2 matches you had. First of all was obviously in the Axeman Trophy.
Mm-hmm.
That she managed to get the upper hand.
Yeah.
And the second one, of course, the Xmas Bash, where she took the lineal championship from you.
Mm-hmm.
So what are your memories of these 2 matches with Kiara? So tell me what your memories are of these 2 matches. What your feelings are going with them.
My memories of losing my belt. Yeah.
I'm gonna say now, a bit of a gloomy question. What are your memories? Pretty shit, to be honest, mate. I lost one match and I lost my belt. I think, come on, Dale. I think we can all answer that question. We can all answer that question.
It's amazing. Best thing ever.
Well, I've got to ask the question, though, haven't I?
Yeah, and any one of us could have answered those questions for you. Pretty shit, to be honest, mate. I lost the first match, and then I thought I'd get the win in the second match, and guess what happened again? Oh, she beat me and took my belt off me. Whoopie doo!
But we're still smiling.
But, well, all right, well, you know, it happens. It does happen in wrestling. You know, you lose a championship you're holding, but there's always that opportunity to be able to get it back. So,
go on, Lee, mate.
Yeah, just do you see that? Like, I know they've already asked about like more gold in your future this year, but do you see that happening soon?
Very soon. No, yeah, definitely. You know what? I will say one thing. I held the belt for longer than what I expected. You know what? Even I will say that because there's so many people coming for it. But I'm proud of holding it. I'm not. So I lost it. It happens. That's fair enough. We've got to accept these things. But what it then does is propel you into doing something else. Because I mean, I had that belt. I was that champion. And I can prove I can do it. So if anything, it just gives me more motivation to just go ahead and see what else I can do, see what other titles I can get and see what other wins I can. So if anything, it just spurs me on to do more.
Yeah, but I mean, obviously you had the championship for 333 days.
That's a long time, man. Fair play to you. A long
time. So
thank you.
Credit to you for having that championship and being able to stay the champion for that amount of time, because that's not an easy job.
No, I appreciate that. But no, honestly, I'm very proud to be the longest reigning. And I know it's so far, but let's face it, people have got a long way to go, so we'll see what happens. And for now, I'm going to milk the fact that I'm the longest reigning.
What were your feelings? What are your feelings? So what are your feelings, Alfie, about that run, being a champion for as long as you were on the record for a CPW female? So how was your feeling for you for being a champion for that amount of time? I have that run.
Oh, amazing! Honestly, it was great. I mean, I didn't really. I think I was 20 days away from becoming the longest reigning when I actually realised, or when I was told. Sorry, and it was just like, oh wow, I've actually done that. And then it just got longer and longer. And what can I say? I like seeing my name on the rankings, being up there, because I mean, let's face it, I'm right at the top.
What is that feeling like now, though? I mean, Dow's asked what the feeling's like of that information. What's that feeling like now, knowing, even though you haven't got the gold right now and anything like that, knowing though, anytime you step in there in the CBD ring, but anyone steps to you and goes against you, they know that they're going up against the longest female champion of all time, and that fact is, like, you know, you need to beat me to prove yourself, really, because I'm the one that held this goal for the longest. Like, what is that feeling like every time you now step in the ring, knowing, well, one, I need to continue to prove myself because I need to get back to where I want at gold, but two, you want to prove yourself here? Well, you've got no better way of doing it than trying to beat me, who was the longest champion.
To be fair, I hadn't even thought of it that way. But no, it is. You know what? It is a good point. It is a thing of, obviously, every time I step in the ring, I try and up my game no matter what. So having that extra bit behind me is just like, right, I've got to do it, and I've got to show this, you know, and I've got to prove that I'm worth it, as well as the flip side of other people coming into the ring against me. Although I'm speechless because I thought about that part of it. But no, it's thinking about it, that's what it means. I mean, it is incredible that, and yeah, it's just, yeah.
Well, Commentary Pro Wrestling says, we are so proud of Alfie for that run, and factually, It makes Alfie the GOAT.
See, I love that. I love that even more so. And I honestly, I held that with high esteem. High esteem, yeah. high privilege. That's the right word. Yeah. No, it is incredible, and I'm proud of it. I'm honestly proud of that reign and being the longest reigning. So,
well, yeah, of course, it was. Yeah, it was a great run of yours. It was a great run of yours. I mean, obviously, what we want to talk about is someone I think is going to be coming on quite shortly. Kat Von Cage, that you've had a bit of a run in just recently.
mm-hmm.
You had quite a couple of matches just recently. It's got quite tense. So, just a bit, yeah. So, come on, tell us what it was like. What is it like being in there when you just want to just beat the hell out of each other and the emotions are that high? What is it like being in that?
That is the most fun, because you just want to get in there and you just want to level each other. And that is what I thrive in. You know, other people need to step up to that level. Unfortunately, well, it looks like Kat is trying to by coming back at me each time, but so far, well, you saw what happened last show. So I had the upper hand, and it's good. It's thriving nature, and I love it. I'll give anyone a good fight, so bring it.
Well, yeah, I mean,
that was proper Northern. I'll give anyone a good fight. You bastard. That was brilliant.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. I mean, obviously, like, I mean, that match. I mean, it was a good match to referee, but in the end, you know, I couldn't even. I had no control of that whatsoever. When you two just decided to just have it and just, yeah, I had no control over that at all.
Sometimes you just gotta let it be. I mean, we will fight, and if you get in the way, we will still fight, but you probably get injured in the process. So, best that you take your step back. I mean, people are trying to separate us, and I don't know why. If they'd have just left us to it, we could have, you know.
You would sort it out yourselves.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, yeah. But we never got that opportunity to try because.
Yeah, there's. I mean, I know like certain people did come out, but I'll tell you, I looked out. I thought there's no chance I'm getting in the middle of that. Fuck that.
That's it. I mean, that is a smart thing.
I guess right.
Respect that.
But there was a few people that did come out and do that. What's what? Nathan's gone. Is he gone upside down? Or was that just me?
I don't know what's going on, guys. I've absolutely had a mare here. My computer, my phone.
Sort of gone a bit.
How have I gone upside down?
I don't know, mate. I think you're better this way, mate. Leave it as it is. No, turn it off down.
I have no idea. I was trying to sort out something, and my hands are in the way of the camera. And then I was like, oh, I didn't know I was doing that. And then it ended upside down. I'm so sorry, guys. I do apologise for that.
Right. So,
only I could do that.
Yeah, Richard just know what.
We're talking about
Rachel, you're upside down.
We're talking. We're talking about, mate. I look the same upside down. I look the same.
Unfortunately.
Talking about Kat Von Cage
we were.
And that match. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we now have Kat Von Cage joining us here. So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome in Kat Von Cage.
Hello. Hey. Hello.
Hello, Kat.
Hi.
So, for those who don't know, obviously, Kat normally joins us to sing. Unfortunately, Kat will not be singing for us tonight. I'm afraid to be the bearer of bad news. She will be explaining her reasons why she will not be singing. But, Kat, obviously, you can explain the reason why. But we're just talking about the match that you two had at the Reload pay-per-view. Am I correct?
Reload pay-per-view, yes.
And, you know, Alfie's just saying, you know, what happened there. You both, you know, were getting pulled apart, trying to get your hands on each other. Let's hear your side of that story and on what went down in that match and what happened.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of, you know what, it ties in nicely to to why I'm not singing. Because to be honest, I don't feel, I'm not in the mood. Frankly, I just want to address like the elephant in the room, which is like, what is your problem, Alfie? Like for reals, like like the match was, it was savage. Like I don't know, yeah. What's your problem? Like,
What, don't you like the savagery? Oh, and you know what? I'm actually ashamed that you're not singing tonight. I would have loved to have heard you sing.
yeah, I'm sure
me.
you would have. Yeah, I'm sure you would have. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Honestly, I'm just having
So
fun in the ring.
So you can take the mick out of that, like you did my accent in the ring last night, is it?
Yeah, we do well for that. Yeah, we
okay.
enjoy it so much. It's so much fun.
Yeah, of course I do. Yeah, of course I do. But yeah, so yeah, well, I mean, I don't know what our problem is. Like maybe she's just jealous or something. I don't know. Like because
every girl that has a problem with another woman is jealousy. That's what it is. Yeah.
Yeah, of course. But like, I mean, you know, you are the longest reigning like champion. So I mean, you have got that for you, I guess. But yeah.
Oh, and here I was giving you praise because I enjoyed hitting the shit out of you.
I enjoyed
the fact that you were hitting it back, giving me as good as almost quite as good as.
I mean, I will just interrupt you. I will just interrupt you. She has got a point there, Kat. I will back Alfie up on this occasion. She did mention that if she was to pick, if there were to come CPW tag team titles, one of the people she would pick as a tag team partner would be you, because of the fact that you've gone through this fight. You did kick 10 bells out of each other, and that's someone that you could trust on your side, knowing that they can kick just as hard as you can kick. So I give her props there. I
mean, maybe like I appreciate that. I mean, as much as it pains me to say, I do respect you a lot, Alfie, like for for your work, I guess. But I mean, I think we've got some issues we need to put to bed, I think, before that could even happen. So yeah, I think we need another match. I think we need to just, I don't know, get it out, and then maybe we'll talk. Maybe.
It does sound to me like there's some shit that needs sorting out first. There's some blood that needs to be spilt first.
Right? Couldn't have put it better myself, Lee. Thank you very much. I agree.
I mean, Kat, do you agree with Alfie? You were a bit you don't understand why people were just separating you when you were having that reload punch up. They should have just left you to it. You could have dealt with yourself.
They should. Exactly, and exactly, and then we could have maybe we would have settled it, and then we could do the old tag thing. But as it stands, I think we need to settle it. We need another match, like, because obviously, like last night it was a tag, right? So it's not like, I mean, we got our hands on each other, but it's not the same, is it? So I think we need another singles, please.
Well, this falls into what we've been talking about as well, Nathan, with these stipulation matches. I've gave you a list of what I'd like to have, and I've also said that Coventry are brilliant at getting these things done. So we both actually agree that another match would be great. So add a stipulation in there, make sure no one can get involved, and rip us apart.
Yeah, through that.
And let us go.
Please. Yeah, please.
Well, I mean,
no interference, no outside like stuff, nothing. Just let us do it, please.
So go on, Lee, mate.
Oh, just say it, mate. Let them have it. Let them fight. Let them fuck each other up. That's what we want to see. That's what the Galaxy want to see. That's what everyone wants to see.
It's all kicking off on the YouTube actually. And Wes says, stick them in the prison. Stick them in the prison and let them have it. Just let them get on with it.
I mean, if we saw the fight that they were giving each other, I mean, that after match brawl that you two were having. I mean, come on, I was sat next to Mr. Richards, and you two are getting so violent. He wanted to punch me, and I mean,
what can I say? We're on the same level, like so.
But no one can. But the thing is, like, no. I mean, you two. Like they haven't settled this yet because, as it stands right now, like you both got separated and neither one of you has proven they're better than each other. I mean, who would? I'm guaranteeing you probably say yourselves, but you neither of you actually have beaten each other yet in that sense.
Exactly.
Hold up. CPW has said this Friday, pay-per-view, Cat Von Cage versus Alfie in the CPW prison. If you want it, you got it. Do you want it?
Of course.
Yes.
What this Friday
That's what it says.
in the prison?
That's
in
what it
the
says.
motherfucking prison. Let's have it.
This could be an exclusive.
I'm there. Oh my god, yeah, I'm there. Damn.
Yeah.
Okay, book that.
It's done. It's a deal, ladies and gentlemen. This Friday on pay-per-view, you're going to see Cat Von Cage versus Alfie inside the prison. Now, I mean, it hasn't fully been confirmed, but I feel like the message is saying it's being booked, it's being
Well,
done. It's a
CPW
deal.
is the ones to put it forward, mate. So
And we know for a fact CPW doesn't make statements without backing them up, and that's a fact. Right, here we go then, ladies. There's no love lost here. We can admit that, yeah. You don't like each other. That's fair. You may respect each other. Who knows?
Yeah.
You may not even respect each other.
I do.
I mean,
no, very much so.
No offense. You did take the mick out of your accent. Just saying.
I also told her to be a tag team partner too. So you
yes.
could actually look at them in either way.
And to be fair, are you in any position to take the mick out of my accent? Look at your accent. Like,
Not gonna lie, I'm sorry, Alfie, but I was thinking that. You know, I'm sorry.
See, thanks, Lee. See, yeah, you know.
The boss has just said, contracted. It's done. It's happening this Friday. Pay-per-view. Cat versus Alfie in the motherfucking prison. It's going down. Yes.
The question is, CPW Galaxy, who do you think is coming out on top of that match? Who do you think out of that fight, that absolute war that these two women are going to have inside the prison, who do you think is coming out on top? Are you Team Alfie? Are you Team Cat Von Cage? Who do you think is going to come out on top? I mean, girls, it's now a deal. Like, you get to settle this inside that still prison. Let's talk about this because Alfie, no offense, you've never been inside this prison. You've never experienced this prison. Cat Von Cage, on the other hand, is no stranger to it. Cat Von Cage has been inside that prison. In my opinion, Cat Von Cage has got the upper hand here.
I have indeed. Thanks, Nick.
Yeah, but Cat Von Cage lost to Kiara in the prison. So.
No. Don't get it twisted. Don't get it twisted. Don't get it twisted. I only lost because, if I'm not mistaken, Chantal Jordan's music was playing. So, of course, otherwise I would have won, right?
I don't know. We'll never know, will we? Because Kiara won.
I'll be honest, I don't have the stones.
Move on, I'm done.
I don't have the stones to pick a winner between for this match while you're both on air, so I'm just going to shut my mouth.
Hey, Lee, who would you say if just Cat was here? And Lee, who would you say if Alfie was just here?
Yeah, probably.
So good off on the.
What's going on, Dale? What's going on?
On the YouTube. I mean, goodness, Shannon's just like, I've just come back on, and they're arguing about accents. and then they're all loving the fact that this prison match is gonna happen on Friday. Contract is signed. Wow.
I mean, amazing.
Aaron Davis has put my pagan sister Cat Von Cage all the way.
Yeah. Thanks, Aaron.
And Wes has put Cat Von Cage lost to the prison, and now she's going to lose again to Alfie.
Wes, I've had enough of you. Just no. Do you know what? Like, you booed me. Like, how dare you? Like, no. Just no. Do you know what, Dale? Don't even read out Wes's comments anymore. It's relevant.
Hot shot says team Hot shot says team Cat Von Cage. The Hot shot Stuart he's on Cat's top side here.
Smart.
Obviously Jim's the number one fan, Cat. He's always supporting you. So
yes, Jim.
So, yeah, it's all going off at the moment.
All I'll say is that fatal 4-way, no one expected me to walk out with the championship, did they? Did anyone bet on me? Nope. So see what happens again.
That is very true. Can't argue with that.
Kat, a question though, Kat. I know you obviously, like we just mentioned there, you've got the experience in the prison and stuff, but you are going up against the longest champion in the women's division. You know, Alfie is no pushover.
No.
Now we've seen you in a match where there were rules and you broke those rules, both of you, and basically nearly tore the building down and wanted to kill each other. What's going to happen then this Friday? You know, what's going to happen now that you two get your hands on each other? Like I say, you know, there's no love lost here. Neither of you like each other, and that's a fair fact here. And you know, you're probably never going to be friends. Let's admit it. And you know, what can we expect? I mean, what's going to happen now? Because I mean, Kat, I bet you're happy to have to get your hands on her. I guess.
Yeah, of course. I mean, like you said, I've got the upper hand, right? Yes, okay, I lost to Kiara, okay, but I was on a technicality, okay. So in my opinion, if that music hadn't happened, then the whole end of that wouldn't have gone the way it did, like, because she wouldn't have had time to escape. Yeah, okay. So this time, I know going in there, like, not to make the same mistakes. I'm not gonna be distracted. I'm gonna be focused. I've got tunnel vision. Like, I need to win this. And of course, yeah, like, I know how brutal it is in the prison. And frankly, I know how to use it to my advantage because I've already been in there. Alfie hasn't. Therefore, I'm gonna win.
You got two family members arguing here. Aaron is obviously for Kat. Wes again for Alfie. They're arguing on the YouTube.
They're always arguing. There's nothing new, is it?
Yeah, so, I mean, Aaron saying the best place for Alfie is up north.
Oh.
Wes saying that the Welsh Witch is going to need more than a potion to win. But CPW says we are going back to lockdown this Friday night. Pay-per-view. Kat Von K takes on Alfie inside the CPW prison.
Yes. I can't wait.
So, Alfie, I just asked Kat the question there. You know, what can we expect? You know, what's going to happen this Friday when you now get your chance to get your hands on Kat Von Cage, who, you know, she says what she says. She's not got no love lost for you. She's out for blood. She is out to hurt you. She's coming for a fight. She says that she's the better person for this match. She's going to win this match because of the advantages she has. What do you say to that? And what do you say? You know, where are your feelings on this matter?
Well, opinions are just that, opinions. Everybody has them. Some are wrong, some are right, whatever. We discuss them, we talk about them, and that's it. But all I will say is, come Friday, you can expect tears, blood.
Yours. Yeah, yours.
Yeah, sure. Okay, sweetie. Tears, blood, everything else. So much fighting.
Sorry, Alfie. Carry on.
Oh, no, it's fine. Just rudely interrupted, you know. But no, I think you're in for a hell of a fight. I'll give as good as I get, and I know that you'll give me as good as I get. So it's going to be fun. That's all I'll say.
I've just got to say, Giant D has turned up on the YouTube.
Yes, Giant D. Jesus, mate.
Who's he been riding recently? No one has seen him for a while.
Let's make a Giant D return soon. That's what he says. He's put on.
I'd love to see that. We'd love to have you back, Giant D, my brother.
Giant D. Been a while, my friend.
You got, yeah. It's all going off. Everyone wants to watch this pay-per-view.
Of course they do.
Everyone wants it. They're all saying, yes, let's get this on.
Match of the night again, I reckon.
Well, we've been mentioning this earlier on in the night. The last three shows, two pay-per-views, women's match of the night, and then this Saturday, performance of the night was from the 4 women inside the tag team match.
Absolutely.
Yep.
You know, and obviously, you know, again, like I say, another women's match inside a prison could tear the house down. And you two are going to tear the house down. I mean, we probably had to get reinforced walls for this one.
So Giant D is Damian Brown, by the way, in case anybody needs to know. So
yeah, but like these two, I don't think they were there when Giant D was there. He's a guy we had here a while back, and he's been missing for a while. It would be great to see him, and it's great to have you online, Giant D, my old son. But we are talking right now about this Friday, motherfucking prison, man. And we've already had one match announced, and I'm hoping we're going to get some more. If we're going to get maybe an exclusive tonight, boss, maybe you could send one through to us. But yes, this Friday, lockdown. We're going to have matches inside a prison. We're going to have some violence. We're going to have some brutality. So make sure you book this pay-per-view, guys.
I remember. Oh, sorry.
No, carry on.
And remember, not only are you going to be able to experience this violence and this lockdown, and obviously these two fantastic women wrestling inside the prison, going to war, going to the extremes to prove a point on who is the better woman. Is it Cat Von Cage? Is it Alfie? These women will also be representing the women's division, who will have their own show on June the 5th, Night of the Lioness 2, which tickets are available for as well. So remember, right now, all eyes are on the CPW women and that women's division with what's coming up in the future. And now that we've just told you, ladies and gentlemen, this match is going to kick off on Friday inside that prison. I do not want to be the referee inside there with them, by the way. And if that is you, Dale, unlucky.
Yeah, wounded Dale.
And listen, I was there. I was there the first time they kicked off, so I've got no chance to get.
You were there?
The prison. I was trying to get some kind of control, but I had absolutely no chance. So in the prison, I might just stand back and just wait for.
Probably for the best, Dale. Yeah, probably.
Stand back and just let it happen.
Yeah.
That's it, mate. Prison rules. You just step off, mate. Just let them fuck each other up, and then whoever wins, you just raise the hand. That's all you got to do, mate. Raise the hand, and then it's real.
Wes has put, I'll be the ref for it.
Oh, I bet he'd love that, wouldn't he? He'd fucking love it.
Oh, is he still lazy? Oh.
And obviously, we are talking about these two women here, Cat Von Cage and Alfie, and we are talking about how this all started, where this all came from, and that was the match that took place at Reload, the Reload pay-per-view. And ladies and gentlemen, just remember, the match that we were discussing from Reload pay-per-view is the match that is going to be shown after this podcast finishes very shortly. And so you're going to see, if you haven't seen it, how this all started, how this rivalry came about, how these two women started to hate each other, and what has led now to the match on Friday at the lockdown pay-per-view, where these two will be going inside a prison. Kat, thanks again for joining us Sunday. It's very much appreciate your time here. I'm sorry, I'm sad that you weren't able to sing for us, but I'm happy that you've been able to get your voice over in regards to your feelings about Alfie, and to be told that you're going to be able to get your hands on her this Friday for lockdown. And we are looking forward to that. Alfie, it has been a pleasure this evening to have you on as our guest. We've enjoyed it. Have you got, as always, we ask our guests, have you got any final words for the CPW Galaxy or for Cat Von Cage and the other women in CPW?
Watch Friday, because you are going to want to see what is going to happen. Because they'll see after this, apparently, what happens when we step in the ring. And they will see on Friday what happens when we are not held back. So, enjoy the fun. I will.
So, ladies and gentlemen, once again, thank you there, Alfie, for those words. And remember, this Friday on pay-per-view, Lockdown, there will be a prison match featuring Alfie versus Cat Von Cage. Remember, tickets are available for Night of the Lioness 2, available from www.coventryprowrestling.co.uk. And that is a show that you do not want to miss, especially when it's the best women's division in the UK going at it, and a night dedicated to those women. This has been another fantastic and a bunch of laughs tonight. I've enjoyed it here on Talking Madness. I, again, have been your host, Nathan Lewis. My other co-host has been Lee Simmons. Lee Simmons, say goodbye.
Goodbye, motherfuckers. Love you all.
My other co-host has been the man with the eyebrows tonight, Dal Richardson. So, Dal Richardson, say goodbye.
Bye, guys. Bye.
Once again, she is a regular on the show. She is the voice of the show because she is the only one that can sing. And unfortunately, she did not sing tonight, but we have had her join us once again. Cat Von Cage. Cat Von Cage, say goodbye.
Bye, guys. Thank you. You don't want to miss this match. Don't turn it off. You need to watch this match after this. And I can't wait for Friday. Thank you.
And once again, it's our pleasure to have been joined tonight by Alfie, the longest reigning women's champion in CPW history. We thank you for joining us tonight. Alfie has said her words for you guys to remember to watch what happens on Friday. Alfie, thank you once again for joining us.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
And remember, stay online to watch Cat Von Cage versus Alfie at the Reload pay-per-view, because this is how this all started. We will see you next Sunday. This has been Talking Madness. Good night, stay safe, and have a lovely, lovely week.
Bye-bye.
Women's division, so let's get this one.
Match in the CPW Women's Division. Introducing first, she is Cat Von Cage.
And here she is, the ever beautiful Cat Von Cage. Jim, I know you're loving this right now. Your girl is in the building, and here she is. Hello, Cat Von Cage.
She waves at you in London.
I know she's a happy Cat Von Cage recently. A happy Cat Von Cage recently. You know, but let's not forget that epic no disqualification match. And she's always on smiles. I can tell you this, Nathan Lewis, she may be all smiles, but when that bell rings, she will return to what is accustomed to, and the fans are accustomed to from Cat Von Cage, and that's violence.
Like I say, that match we had recently, her versus Emma Croft, the best women's match in CPW history, and what a match though we've got tonight though, with the return of Alfie to go up against Cat Von Cage. Again, Solly's not afraid to get a bit violent. And introducing her opponent, Alfie!
And it's the return of the former CPW lineal women's champion, Alfie. Drop the second part of her name, because she's going to be presented someone new. She's turned a new page, a new chapter in her own storybook. And I'm so excited for this first time match we've seen here in CPW.
Like I say, the name changes everything here. You know, she's going back, make a return, make a difference.
I think she's a bit more, she's a bit twisted right now. I think that attack on Chantal, you still haven't just winded down Chantal. Maybe making a statement, maybe. Oh, listen, she's got a different look in her eyes. Look at this.
That reminds me of Poison Ivy. Poison Ivy look there, the green.
It reminds me of someone not to be messed with. This is a different CPW Alfie that we've seen when she was a CPW lineal women's champion. Very intrigued by this match here in the CPW women's division. like we said earlier, both of these girls, a victory here could move them into a shot at either the CPW Women's Champion Shorty or the current CPW Lineal Women's Champion Kiara, who we have announced will be facing Harley Harris next week at the pay-per-view.
Like I say, coming off the win here, there's going to be something big maybe at the night of -2 that's going to be coming in June the 5th. Again, pay-per-view, make sure you're ready for it.
But clearly Alfie has not lost some of her back talking. She's just running her mouth to senior referee down as these two lock up in the middle of the ring here, live on Reload 2001 pay-per-view.
Like I say, the best women's division in the UK is our division, and here's another two women proving why it is the best women's division in the UK. Capital Cage and Alfie going one-on-one here. Start off, locked up here, both getting the best of each other here and match each other strength for strength at the moment, and really feeling each other out here as part of this match.
I'm sure Jimmy's really excited for this one, Nathan.
Exactly. Jim watching as well online, seeing his favourite number one fan.
What's Abby got to stay there? I've seen Abby.
Couldn't bloody breathe.
Yes, sort your son out. Make sure he goes to bed with no supper, Abby, because what he just did to Will Stark is despicable. He should be belong in the ring with these two crazy. I told you we're seeing a very different Alfie Road now. Our CPW Women's Division. CPW Women's Division is the hottest around. We haven't stopped, so our women have been. Look at this. Have you ever seen Alfie so impressive?
I mean, looks like they're both been doing their research here, both been looking at each other, they match each other here, toe for toe here with Richard. This is one hell of a match for the women's division.
Now forearms from Pat Von Cage here, just
A big running knee there. It's a double jump knee. And onto the kneecap there. And then taking the double knees.
You know, I never go back. I never thought in my wildest dreams when we signed Cat Von Cage that we would be seen on our side, a good side of the fence. Never thought I'd ever believe that.
You start seeing that because I needed a break after all those knees, Mr. Richard. I was dying after saying knees. And now we see Alfie on top here, those big forearms here in the corner of Cat Von Cage. And an uppercut. Drop the ropes here. The spear.
Wow, unbelievable aggression here being shown by Alfie. I told you. I've seen some when she attacked Chantal. Look at this. Oh, wow.
Cat Von Cage in the corner there.
Some new offense by Alfie. That's her into the middle of the ring. Come back. Just two.
We've seen the wars. I don't know if Alfie told on demand to watch him, but we've seen the wars that Cat Von Cage has been in. It's going to take a lot these days now to take out Cat Von Cage.
It's always been difficult to take out Cat Von Cage. Sometimes you say such stupid things, because Cat Von Cage is arguably the best female in the UK right now anyway, period. So what are you on about? You did. Here we go. Very impressive Alfie. Oh. Wow, I'm so impressed here right now with this matchup.
Bring the fight and her return back in, and we knew she would. Like that, which she did Chantal Jordan.
And I'm sure at some point she'll have to answer Chantal for that, but right now she's dominating Cat Von Cage.
Yes, and now we've seen a new Alfie here, and she's bringing the fight to Cat Von Cage and keep it on top and keep it on control here, grabbing hold of that grip there. The chop with this rubber club.
You know, our girls making the way up in CPW from, wow! New offense there from KVK. And I was about to say, our own girls from the academy, I need to watch this and this is the level. This is the level we're talking about. Oh, look at this!
You hear the screams from Cat Von Cage and a knee to the jaw of Alfie.
Wow. Oh, almost a 3 count there.
Almost, but not enough there. The knee offense from Cat Von Cage, almost getting the 3, but just not enough there to put away Alfie. I say, see the new Alfie. I'm impressed here tonight, and what another women's match here in the women's division, CPW, Mr. Richard. And here we go, things for.
Oh, beautiful sling blade there. Here we go, come back. just to
Again, more new offense here from Alfie that we've not seen before.
100%. KVK able to break out there. Oh!
Keep the feet.
Ace buster there from KVK as Alfie now sprawls on the ropes. Oh!
Beautiful drop kick there from Alfie to from Cage.
Exchanging feet there, and now both goes down. You know, this has been like an earthquake here. Unbelievable action we're seeing here in the middle of this ring here at Reload 2021 pay-per-view.
Jim online chatting, sending his love to Kat here, and
Jim, she needs that love right now because she's up against an absolutely vicious, tough opponent here in Alfie.
He's got a big forearm here, both girls in the match here.
Exchanging crushing forearms. Look at that. There we go. No quarter being given here, Nathan.
No one's giving up here. There's no surrender from these two women here.
And just throws a cage down here in front of us. Cat has just rolled out. And Alfie following her. As you can see, ladies and gentlemen, on your screens.
Now they're trying to tell the women to get back into the room, you know, cutting them out. If they stay out there too long, they've only got the count of 10 to get back into the ring.
Listen, this is fight, man. This is just pure, just look at this. It's all the same, man. I love it when it's like a fight on the cobbles when you haven't in the streets, man. I don't care about bouts. I'm into this action, mate. Get out, this is fight. Let's just have it. Look at this. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm in the power as they fall. And this is a fight now. This ain't no wrestling matches. This is the fight. This is it. This is what Tom my own cheek. Don't surrender. Because you got to fight to the death. And that's what you look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Oh, bring the battle. Referee calling for the bowing. These two are just going to have a song. Big referee can't stop it. Referee now calling him for out. He's calling for out. Here we go. Here we go. They're coming out of everywhere. They're coming out of all. Look at this. You see people off the locker room. Split out to split these two off. This is a fight. This is a fight, ladies and gentlemen.
More shocking, but this time, wow, these women are going to war. They have to be pulled apart by boys and girls in the back.
Oh my God, ladies and gentlemen, this is a fight.
Cannot anyone see the fridge here? This is
I say, no retreat, no surrender. Next week, you're going to see a lot of this. Look at this. This is what it's all about. We don't give no quarter here with CPW. If you want it, it's to the death. And finally, we've got some decent separation between the two girls. But they still want it. They still want it. They still want it. Have it. Have it. Go on. Go on, fuck this. I don't even want these to split off. There's someone out there to the death.
This is absolute brawl out here. They are not there taking everyone together.
Round to the death. Wow, Jim, look at this. This is what you're getting. She don't give no quarter. Alfie gives no quarter. They just giving it, having it. Love it. Outside the mic, bosh. Sit, put them to sleep. Have the round, and that's what unbelievable. I love that.
Ladies and gentlemen, this match was called a double count out by the referee, and therefore this match is a no contest.
Oh yeah, there was an actual match that went on. I forgot about that match. Great match. But now I love good action, good listen. I couldn't join it, I can't even join in because it's the girls. Let's just have a big fight, man. No retreat, no surrender. That's what it's all about. You don't quit, you don't listen. But I love it.